Start.
No, I can't do that just yet.
JHub
Already live, man.
late. You're already late to the stream. Hey guys, Drift0r here. Welcome to my stream of Infinite Warfare discussion with the one, the only Daniel Kross.
How's it going, guys?
And JHub, who started his stream a little bit late today.
The button doesn't like to appear when it should.
I know, it sometimes takes a while. So as you may have noticed, we're sitting here in Black Ops 3 because the game just leaked today, and as much as I like having connections and hookups and stuff, I can't get a game that's not out yet before it's even announced. So we're going to play
I don't know
Black
about
Ops
you,
3.
but I'm going to be playing the new game. No.
Oh, you're going to be playing the new game?
Yeah, I'm going to get
Beat up
copyright striked into oblivion.
Alpha,
That's what I'm going to be
slide
doing.
into Tina's DMs?
Yeah, you know, I'm just going to hit him up and be like, hey, so can you guys give me that developer version? Appreciate that, thanks.
Got it. So yeah, today guys, you may have noticed the donation button is off for me because I feel like that would derail the conversation. Chat's on and live subscriber alert is on. I'm going to go ahead and find a match. Guys, what game type would you all like to play?
Oh no,
It doesn't matter.
On brass knuckles.
Ground War, Dom,
Alright,
anything
Ground War
really.
it is. Or do you guys want to play the new maps or nah?
I don't really have any preference.
Really. I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Alright, well I'll just load it up on good old Ground War then. So, we'll go ahead and start off. Did you guys notice that Tina for Infinity Ward is no longer just PR or like community manager, but she's actually a developer now, like a producer?
Let me go find out. I haven't looked at her.
Check her Twitter. She says she's a producer developer, no longer just
Video game developer, multiplayer production coordinator at Infinity Ward.
Well,
I mean,
that's a promotion.
Does it legitimately mean that she's a developer, like a dev, or is it just like, hey, I have a fancy title I put on my Twitter? You know, there's sometimes people just do different things, but I don't know.
Honestly,
she did community.
I think I said Black Ops 2. Oh man, I said
it's just really vague, is what it is.
Okay, so we should probably talk about the news really quickly. In case you have been living in a cave, you may have noticed that today.
Twitter.
Infinite Warfare has leaked. So GameStop employees were taking pictures.
I don't think it was the GameStop stuff, was it?
No, it didn't have Infinite Warfare and the GameStop stuff, but employees were taking pictures.
Are you sure it was from GameStop? Because all I saw was a picture that just had like white text, and that was it. And one of them was spelled wrong. Reveal was spelled wrong.
I'm trying my best to explain this here. So,
okay, just making sure.
GameStop employees leaked a date, right? And at the same time, Infinite Warfare went live on the PlayStation Store very briefly, and people noticed it, and it started trending. So, yeah, that's what happened. So at the same time,
I just don't think it was. I just don't think we knew what store it was from. All the articles I saw didn't show GameStop.
I just saw the Charlie Intel post. That's it.
I am gonna strangle you. So GameStop employees did not reveal the title. GameStop employees revealed that a Call of Duty reveal was coming very shortly.
I think you're missing my entire point.
Okay, what's the point?
That the picture that I saw that leaked the reveal, not the PSN stuff, not the PlayStation Network stuff, no one said it was from GameStop. They said we don't know what store it's from.
So when I checked online, like the first thing I saw on Twitter is people were saying GameStop.
Okay.
Maybe
okay,
I mean
fine.
It's Twitter, right? It's not like real legit news.
Yeah, I was just like, what did you know that I didn't know? Like, holy crap.
That's just what people were saying. Like I turned on my Twitter this morning and it was basically on fire.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much what I saw. Did you talk about the PSN store stuff yet?
Yeah. So you go ahead and do that.
Alright, so basically, if you guys follow the PlayStation Network, when you go to the store up at the top left, it basically says like pre-purchase and all this other stuff. Well, as far as we know, I've seen it from multiple people, multiple screenshots from different accounts, people taking screenshots of their TV, saying, hey, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was listed as like at the top. And it was actually scrollable. Like, it didn't have any game information other than the title. But multiple people confirmed that it was real. And not only that, shortly after it was added in, about 30 minutes or so, it was removed.
Yeah, I saw that too. So it got taken away really quick. There were like YouTubers doing it. Like, I saw people actually get on YouTube and record themselves showing the leaks. So
yeah, so it was very real.
Realistically, people are all like, oh no, it's not confirmed, there's no press release, YouTubers are drumming up hype. But let's be serious. Sony doesn't just load up random titles in their store, right? Like, there's a really big process for that. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get ready for pre-orders, because people like do digital pre-orders and things like that. So, yeah. Oh man, I managed to save Bravo barely there.
That it was just like a accidental date set time.
Here, I'll get the volume fixed. Yeah. There we go. But
well,
yeah,
no, but the thing is, it's
what
not like it's made up, right? It's not like
no, that's
Sony
kind of what I
just-
suggested. I was like, yeah, Sony's totally just going to add in the wrong title, placeholder name. If anything, the placeholder name. But I mean, even then, why would they just put a placeholder name online? So it's got to be. And not only that, it was live for millions. If you had a PlayStation, you could see it. So it was live for everyone. So in my opinion, I believe that's 100% the new title. Sony just made a mistake, and they forgot to like, oh wait, this will actually go live when they push the button.
Yeah,
By the
me
way,
too.
thank you for
I'm of
sponsoring
the
Tree
same
Squad.
belief.
There we go. Might just mean Skype when I see that.
What do you think the actual title?
Kross, I do not know exactly why or what's going on, but your voice is lagging like hella bad right now on my end.
Oh yeah.
I'll fix it.
Him
Someone
and
else
that
can
robot
host
are
this
getting
guy.
down.
It's like I haven't used the Vesper in so long I forgot how this gun works.
It got buffed, didn't it?
Yeah, it does. It says it has better recoil control, but then the Denbros told me it wasn't buffed, which was quite strange. They were telling me it wasn't really significantly changed.
Oh, it's
Okay, and there we go. They got the Ground War Special. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and take a look at the chat and see what the chat wants to talk about. We have what about remaking past games? They're like, are the past game remakes going to be true? And my mom's calling me. Not going to be answering that one today.
It's a rumor for now.
Yeah, I could have sworn Shinobi or something was talking about it.
Might want to
Or,
back us
actually
out
looked
before
it
it
up.
crashes.
Do we need to back out, or are we good here? We need
Should
to
have
back
backed us out before it
I
crashed.
have like a whole video talking about it lately because of there's a new studio that got announced or got brought on to start working on this Call of Duty with Infinity Ward. Like they are actually like merging with the studio in a sense, or they're just going to take on responsibilities. But there's a lot of studios there now. I think there's like 4
Kross,
total.
I invited you.
Let me hop in here. God, it's just like so bright today. Like where the sun's shining in my window, it's like throwing me off.
I can't take calls. My mom's just keeping on calling me. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, well, I don't think they merged, man. It was like they're like a
it's like-
support
it's like
studio.
outsourcing.
They hired out. Yeah.
Like the studio gets to keep their name, but they are working on the project. There were a lot of other studios like Ravensoft, a couple others. And if you go look through their Wikipedia page, you can see like what they've worked on. Like some of these games have been like, I think like Raven has worked on Black Ops 2, MW3, MW2, Ghost even. Like they worked on a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
some of it's like very specific. Like one of them will say like, yeah, we worked on the multiplayer menus or things like that, and it's just
Who
whatever.
got ported for last gen versions? Who got ported for that?
That was Beanox and Mercenary.
Okay.
God forbid. So now that they're not even manufacturing Xbox 360s anymore, I'm hoping to God and everything holy there won't be a last gen version that looks like Call of Duty Minecraft. Because guys, Black Ops 3 on last gen is pure butts. It is not very good.
I was surprised like how bad it looked compared to the other games, and I have to wonder, it's like how intentional was that?
I don't think it was
Like-
intentional. So I talked.
I mean, you're telling me
I probably
you
can't
couldn't
talk
make it
about that due to
like-
NDA, but I know that they were just outsourced. They just got hired to take whatever Treyarch had and make it and on a crap console.
You mean to
So
tell me you can't make it look as good as Black Ops 2? Like, come on. Black Ops 2 looked really good, so you're telling me you can't like make it look at least decent?
no,
Unless
but
it was
they
like
didn't.
the last second things where you had 6 months. That's probably why
Yeah.
it caused to look like that.
They had to cut stuff out that the consoles couldn't even handle, like a huge chunk of campaign and
Right.
like
They
multiplayer
took out
content and stuff.
Wait, did they take out zombies, or did you just get multiplayer and zombies? I don't think you get campaign. That's right.
I think you just got MP and zombies. I don't even think they had campaign because the
I was
console
sure
literally
they had.
couldn't even handle it, and there was no way to scale it. Like they spent all of their time scaling textures. Like what specialist do you have on right now? Kross, like you. Let's see which one. is you?
Spectre.
Okay, so like they would take stuff like you see, you got your Illuminati helmet there. That might be
Yep.
like a 720p image, but that eats up too much of the 512 megabytes of RAM on Xbox 360. So they have to scale that down to like 360p and drop the quality. And this is a dead lobby, so I'm gonna back out and
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna
gonna.
have to do that with a lot of ground war games. Just a heads up.
There's been a lot more people in Eclipse. That's why it's taken up.
Okay. Just trying to get a match here. But no, as for Raven, I've been to Raven Studios. They're nice people, but Raven works exclusively on Call of Duty. They do COD Online,
Right. Yeah.
and they do all sorts of stuff for other studios. Like I don't think I can actually talk about specifically what they worked on, but each game they do different projects.
It's like, I'm not kidding. It's literally listed on Wikipedia. Like if I go type it in, because I'm doing a research video on talking about rumors and things for past CODs and other games, and I wanted to go back and look at these other studios who did stuff for them, and that was a really big thing. Was like looking back through what they worked on. Is it Radio Studios Call of Duty? Let me just do that. Oh, it's Raven Software is what it was.
Yeah,
and then there's
Software.
what was the one that merged with Infinity Ward last time? They have the big
Neversoft.
Neversoft. They made the old Tony Hawk games.
My childhood. Developers of Call of Duty, primary included secondary. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff here for them. But let me go look at their.
Pyro's saying he had dead lobbies all weekend. But no, so this studio, Real 3D, it was no Elite 3D. They are not a COD support studio. Like Raven is a support studio because Activision owns them. They're like contractors. They're outsourced. It's kind of like just hiring somebody to work on your house, so to speak.
Yeah, filling gaps.
Someone does write up a good point for the next time. Do you think they will continue the alien game mode? Well, if they are going in space, I imagine it gives them a broader storyline where you can tell where they came from.
Anything that's futuristic. I think that's one thing I wanted to discuss because we didn't really talk about what the title Infinite actually implies. When you look at like the literal definition of Infinite, it basically like it's not like space, but like when you look at it, it basically reads. Limitless or endless in space, extent, size, impossible to measure or calculate, right? That's what the word itself means. But we never really discussed like what this is going to be. Is it really going to be a futuristic game? Is it really going to be, kind of like
time travel.
Is it going to be, is it going to have like crazy things like that? We never really discussed that. And I think partly it's all something at this point, it's all just kind of best guess because we have no other information other than the title. You can base stuff
TDM
off of.
Here?
Well, I guess,
TDM and Ground War.
I guess you could base it off of the past leaks, though, however. With Shinobi, he basically stated that the game is going to be straight-up sci-fi, and so far into the future, it's going to make Black Ops 3 look like a joke. It's kind of it's the vibe that I got. He was saying
it's like really like crazy far future kind of stuff.
Right,
just like...
and not only him, there was a guy that worked with Game Informer, or something about... Was it Game Informer, or was it... what's that game event? Eurogamer, maybe. I'm getting too confused. But there's also some information there that was leaked earlier, and he basically confirmed it as well. So there's two sources talking about a futuristic Call of Duty being sci-fi-ish, and I really feel like they have no reason to lie. They've leaked stuff in the past, and they were accurate. So why would they do it now? So, and even with the title, it kind of gives you a little bit of a hint at what we'll get.
True.
So I mean, then it'll really be turning into Destiny with the whole specialist stuff and everything like that.
We know why we have that. That's Vonderhaar because
he likes Destiny.
Bondi and all the guys had a big boner over Destiny specialist.
Yeah, so they thought that was a cool idea and they incorporated that for sure.
So I mean, if they're going to keep it, then it's really going to be Destiny.
The one thing that
see, that's the thing. We don't literally know anything about it other than it's going to be far future in space. But when you deal with those kind of technologies, like. So you ever hear the quote like sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic? When you're talking like 1,000 years in the future kind of technology, we really might as well be talking magic here. It could be absolutely anything. And I'm getting shotgunned so effing hard. I'm about to have to put my sniper rifle away.
I haven't played for like 5 days, so it's going to be pretty rough right now. The one thing I wanted to mention was the reason why game developers find futuristic titles to be so worthwhile right now is because of what they can or cannot do. Futuristic titles, you basically can go wherever you want. With the past, you're kind of limited to what the past had. All right, so we're set.
So they ran into that for World at War as well. Remember, like, because for World at War they were forced to add like a Modern Warfare 4 style multiplayer, and they're like, how the fuck do we add a red dot sight to a Thompson? Right? And they were dealing with like aperture sights and some other kind of stuff like that.
But, yeah. That's kind of what I was basically mentioning, because you're limited to what you have. All right, if it's year 2000, we know we have like thermal scopes, and we know we have like night vision. So how do we go past that? Well, you really can't, because that's not what the title is about. So with futuristic stuff, it's like, well, maybe I could just make this thing and say it's a thing, and be good to go, right? And I really think that's where they're at. Like the creative aspect of titles is so expansive. And then you have like the past titles that are restricted. Game developers love futuristic stuff because they can do whatever they want, more freedom.
Well, you also forget about licensing on guns. So for Call of Duty, when it uses a real-life gun, maybe not old ones like an AK-47 or something. When we're talking,
use Remington shotguns and the snipers. Just
Remington,
right up in your face.
All that kind of stuff. But all that costs money, right? Like you have to license that and pay for it. And it'll vary kind of depending on the company how much the cost is. But I guarantee you it's a lot for some guns. Because some gun companies like being associated with Call of Duty because it helps sales amongst like casual shooters. Other gun companies don't. So imagine if you had to pay like $300K every single time you used a Remington-style weapon. Yeah, or imagine paying the US Army. Or just anything like that. Like the so that's why you get increasingly like you have the KN-44 and you have the some, you know, not some other kind of name on the gun.
My shotgun's better. Sorry, I just had to shoot him with the Marshall.
Yeah, Remington R870 MCS. I even think companies like Spaz, like Desert Eagle, all these any gun name brand that you would recognize, that's all paid for.
Why is he like moving so fast? Holy shit!
It's also so I'm doing the COD History series right now too. And if I'm not mistaken, I was talking about how for Infinity Ward for Modern Warfare, they were really worried about the story for the game. And one of the reasons they decided to move it into the near future instead of doing a historical one is because they kind of got tired of writing historical fan fiction. Because everything has to be...
Like, I know, like, I super interrupted you, but this is one thing that I was going to say, like, you're talking, like, future, like, fan fiction, whatever. The bigger thing for me with Call of Duty was that it was realistic in a way. Like, we were going through, like, Middle Eastern wars, still are, and it was very real to our time period, so I think a lot of people related to that a lot easier. But after a while, it's like, guys, how many stories of this are we going to have? You know, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you remember how, the World War II shooters was a big thing until everybody on the planet burned out from them? Like, what was it? Call of Duty was one of those World War II shooters.
Call of Duty, COD 2.
Yeah, it was Medal of Honor Allied Assault is what Infinity Ward did, then they did COD 1 and COD 2.
COD, correct. Even though it's the same thing. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kross, so, not trying to be a dick, I do not know what's going on, but honest to God, your Skype's cutting out pretty bad.
Well, recall, like, all hosts.
Okay, yeah, just hang up, and, yeah, okay, so I guess we're gonna swap calls real quick, lol. And we're out, so I guess I'm hosting the stream solo. Guys in the chat, I hope you're enjoying it. Blink has just subscribed. Enchantrier, nice to see you. Hello, Uncle Bob. Kross needs to call us now so we can hop back in. Call of Duty trigger warning, that'd be a fun game.
Okay, are you in here now?
Yep, I'm in.
Okay, so when we were in the Skype call beforehand, before the stream, I wasn't lagging, correct?
You were.
A little bit.
Well, I have nothing worse. I don't know what to change, so I can't. I literally don't know what to change.
We're just gonna hang out here. Nice to see you, Raoul and Boss Dude. Seth Anderson has subscribed. Trace Moore, good to see you too, and Zero. So what were we talking about before the glorious Skype disconnect?
It was mostly
World at War or
World at War style games. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many okay? So JHub, how many World War II shooters did you play before you got sick and damn tired of World War II shooters?
Well, I mean, I never did get sick and tired of them, I guess. Because I started with Medal of Honor, I went through that, and then I hit COD 1, COD 2 on PC, skipped COD 3, didn't touch World at War. So, I mean, there's been a good chunk of time I haven't played World at War, and so I never did get sick of it.
I was going to say, I think most of us was COD 4. We played COD 4, MW2, and MW3, so I missed out on the whole COD 2, COD 3 train. Mine was literally Modern Warfare. Like, I'd never played a World at War shooter except for World at War. So I had 1 year with Treyarch, and that was it.
Okay, so I was in a different boat. I played the ever-living crap out of World War II shooters, and I got
how much older are you? How much older are you than me? You're like 4 years, 5 years older than me?
Something like that. I'm a dinosaur in COD years, man.
So yeah, like my starting Call of Duty was probably COD 4, and that was 2008, and then I didn't really play it. I got into YouTube during Modern Warfare 2. Like, that's when I legitimately started, was Modern Warfare 2. And I think you probably were around there as well, but you had the other experience with the past games.
I got a subscriber cutting in here. He's actually got a very good topic, one that we were talking about just before it started, where you and JHub disagree. It says, please talk about how Infinity Ward can't change their ideas, and how community demanding them to just do something different is retarded.
All right. So
me and Kross disagree on this, but
I'll take this one first. So when you work for a studio or you work with a production company, whatever it is, you go through multiple layers of basically designing a game. There's not just a day that they wake up and they go, hey, we're gonna make a futuristic Call of Duty, or we're gonna make a World War II one. It's a lot of storyboarding, a lot of ideas. So they'll like write out a whole bunch of shit, and then they figure out, all right, let's do this, and then they start expanding on it. And this takes years. So for example, they'll start like writing up the script. They'll start having the, because Call of Duty is really heavy with their campaign. They have to have a storyline there. They want it to be like emotional characters, background details, all this stuff. They want it to be based on some type of realism. So that's going to take a while to develop. Not only that, why that gets further developed, they start figuring out, all right, who do we want to be in our game? Like actors, whatever. But that's getting a little off topic. But it gives you the idea of like how much scale and depth actually goes into these decisions.
They plan way ahead of time.
So
like, they plan so far ahead. Like wait.
And here's, I wasn't sure if you were done, but like here's the thing. They were done making Ghost in 2013. It's now 2016. The game is scheduled for release in November of this year. So it'll be 3 total years before the game comes out. And when you look at that, you go, okay, so if we have a year of storyboarding and then we get into design, we start building the characters, we start building the map, building the ideas, not even touching multiplayer yet. And then they find out, oh, Black Ops 3 just came out. And this is just a little, like less than a year ago, like 5-6 months ago. And they go, everyone hates futuristic games. Fuck. They can't backpedal 2.5 years.
Nope.
They can't do it. There's no way. They might be able to make slight changes to gameplay mechanics, maybe. But at that point, everything's almost finalized, and there's no way to backpedal that far.
So I want to cut in here because it seems like y'all are completely forgetting that Advanced Warfare was a game. You keep talking about Black Ops 3, but I remember the first month into Advanced Warfare, everybody was hating. We're hating the future. We're hating the bouncing around.
When AW came out, they were already working on the next game.
They were already
here's
the
second part. Beforehand, every company has had only a year and a half to work on their game, right? They start working halfway through DLC, so they pretty much doubled that. So the excuse is saying that at the beginning of Advanced Warfare, they got theoretically over like a year and 10 months. You have that much time to work on, and they work on campaign mostly. They don't touch multiplayer until the last back end. There is plenty of time.
No, that is not true.
No, there's no way.
Dude, multiplayer is such a big thing now. They start working on multiplayer really early. But continue. I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Modern Warfare 3, they literally did the whole game in, what, 8 months? And yet that turned out really well?
Really well is debatable. I know I didn't like it, but a lot of community people did.
But it was the #1 selling COD, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, it was. That's right. NW's coattail hype, though.
The amount of people that work for them. So there is plenty of time. There's plenty of man hours to do something. Black Ops 3, if you look at it, is a simulation. With like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, I see it as yes, let's do a campaign in the future. I have no problem with that. But when it comes to the multiplayer, you can do a whole time travel aspect and still do the multiplayer in past settings. There are so many outlets they could run.
Here's also partly of one thing that I don't like of what you're saying. You're talking about it being a very futuristic game, yet we don't know anything about it quite yet. And aside from that, we don't know where it's going to take place. We don't know. It's like, all right, you're going to be fighting on a space station.
I thought we just went over the Shinobi leak saying it's going to be so far in the future.
We understand that, but this is what I mean by like the actual game mechanics. We don't know if it's going to be like, all right, you're going to be in space for one mission, and then like you're going to be like fighting like on a battleship or something. You're going to be inside the ship having a fight. Versus what's the difference between that and this? The idea is you're going to have a map just based somewhere else where your feet might work the same and you'll have the same mechanics. We don't
I think
know
that's what
any
it's going to be.
details.
I'm really not betting that like you're doing. When they first talked about it, they were talking like spaceship battles and crazy stuff like that.
I don't think so. I don't think
so doubting that. I just think that would be dumb. But actually, I love. Okay, so to be honest, I love spaceship battles like EVR and games like this.
Right.
I just don't think COD devs would ever go for that. Like, I don't think anybody's going to go to an office like, all right, do you know what Call of Duty needs? We need to just say absolutely to hell with boots on the ground combat. You know what? To hell with being a soldier. We need spaceships. We're going to do Call of Duty spaceships. That's going to be the hot thing. They're going to throw that right out the window.
At this point, Call of Duty is less Call of Duty and more of everything games. Like, what is it? No Man's Sky is going to be one of these big games. We've got all these other. Why wouldn't Call of Duty rip
No Man's Sky is not an FPS. It is basically.
It's a flying simulation game, and then you have even Lana. So what I'm saying is, it's less pure Call of Duty, and they've been adding in stuff. There is a chance we could have that kind of crappy vehicle warfare.
There is a chance. So maybe as a mini game that would be cool, but if the main part of the game is spaceships, I'm gonna go.
I think that's a little extreme. I don't think we're gonna have like battleship like
but you say that
Star Trek warfare.
Your point was that it hasn't come out yet, so you can't say no. That's what you dropped on me.
But okay, what you're also trying to do is you're trying to say, because we can't prove anything, JHub can say whatever the hell he wants, and it's equally valid.
But
Well,
I don't think that's true based off past trends. Based off past trends in games we've had, the only type of vehicles that have ever been in games are either killstreaks or tanks. If you guys remember from World of War, we got to control a tank and drive it around the map.
That was so fun. It was so broken, but I loved it.
The tank was fucking hilarious, but C4 also then was
We controlled the Osprey Gunner in Black Ops 1.
Right, so you had some vehicle controls, but aside from that, it was always limited to something else. And my bigger point is what has been trendy now and like what's been going over well. Not always well. I mean, there's been some problems with it. Is usually map-based skill streaks, map-based type things. If you guys remember,
yeah, like the sniper drone that sucked butts.
Yes,
do you guys remember like the Halo sniper in Ghost that you couldn't hit anybody with?
Yeah, basically. So you have like little things like that were kind of like whatever, and then you have environmental things where it's like, hey, on Ghost you can trigger some logs and kill people. You know, map events.
I could deal with less of that.
that's how I see them incorporating stuff like futuristic wise, but to some degree, I don't think they're gonna go like completely abandon everything that's Call of Duty. Go, hey guys, we're fighting in fucking battleships now. That I don't see happening. What I see happening is you're gonna have travel. You're gonna have like events where it's like, all right, so we're gonna start off and like
scoot around on your spaceship.
Well, in a way, but not so much that. I have a feeling like the Call of Duty series has never taken place in one place. It's always been, all right, we're going to travel around the world, go to exotic locations. Well, I have a feeling it'll be similar to that. Like, maybe you'll end up, like, on a moon base, fighting on a moon base or some
bullshit.
Okay,
so I did have a guy try to send me leaks and say it was kind of like that. Like, you travel around and you visit planets like you would visit cities, but honest to God, most of his leak stuff was
I just
fake.
feel like, I think people are so worried about the gameplay themselves. Like, they're thinking, oh, we're going to have, like, space warfare. Like, I'm going to be floating around in my fucking spacesuit with my jetpack fighting people in open space.
That could very, very, very realistically be a thing.
And I see that being in some settings, but I really don't think that would be big on multiplayer. Like, hey, I can't really move around right now. Like, this is kind of weird. I think you'll have, like, more traditional map settings, more traditional gameplay, but they'll also have to work out mechanics. And I believe they actually stated this before, way back in 2015, way back in 2010. They trademarked Space Warfare. Actually, like, legitimately, they trademarked that name on, like, they put the trademark and it was live at that point in time. The other thing that they did that was a little different was they actually talked about going into space, like Activision being open to it. But they also said we have to figure out plot. We have to figure out movement.
Right, so I've actually got a question here. I'm gonna throw it to JHub first. Kross, you've been going on for a little bit. JHub, how do you feel about imaginary guns? And I don't mean dumb, like so we're in space, right? We're talking like laser rifles and power pistols and plasma and just basically made up stuff. Does that
you gotta remember going
like
back,
regular
my
guns
first
do?
non-GameCube game was Halo. So I guess to an extent I'm fine with that. Now the whole laser gun from Advanced Warfare was just gimmicky and
that was
kind
atrocious.
of retarded.
Oh, but I had a lot of fun using that one, but I don't think it really fit inside the COD. Like it didn't seem to make as much sense as the others, right?
I felt weird because of like the skill balance with the laser. It's literally like straight to their face. Like you have no like, oh, I can like shoot this from any distance and be accurate. You know, there's like the challenge is different with the laser gun. So it's going to be interesting if they do find futuristic weapons, like make-believe weapons. How are they really going to work, and how are they going to find the balance between each one?
Here's another question then. Do you think the actual like COD audience wants that? I think they don't. I think the COD audience is really ready to go back to like some older school stuff.
I would specifically say no. Like
they would have a harder time doing boots on the ground than they say. Like we're so used to this advanced movement stuff, it really might not be as easy or as great as they think. But the majority of people want to go back to like these very realistic weapons in these old school settings and stuff.
COD 4, NW2,
something that's more believable. And right now,
I feel Ghost was the believable. But
well,
it was still a
what is it? Battlefield is going to be revealed soon, and all indications are that it's going to be World War I. And
that would be incredible.
Actually, I didn't say Battlefield was going to be revealed soon. That's not a thing, and none of you know about that.
I saw a leak where it basically stated like the old reveal of the game that said something about World War I, like on the screen.
So, yeah, I don't know anything about Battlefield. You guys are all welcome to disregard anything I said about it being released or revealed really soon or being World War I. So you guys, yeah. Anyway,
open for debate there. Yeah.
Didn't screw that one up at all. Let's move on.
Oh yeah. Well, so what were we just talking about? I kind of missed it. My brother came and told me something that I predicted, but.
We're talking about how much people want to go to boots on the ground. Like they want like maybe not World War II, but like modern era stuff.
Guys, just in my stream, I can't turn their volume up anymore. I have their volume as high as it possibly can go. There's nothing at this moment I can do to increase their volume.
Okay,
so
if you can't increase our volume, what you should do is turn
I've
yours down
lowered,
and the game
I've-
chat
I've
down
lowered-
to make it balance.
I've lowered my entire volume all the way. If I do it any further, there will be no game sound.
Yeah. Some people are a little upset because I'm not reading the chat a lot right now. Drift0r doesn't care about his subs.
I like to read the chat, but it's hard.
Hold up. Trigger Devils is saying something cool. He's saying, what about space travel to places that are lower technology than us? Like, so imagine we've got spaceships, right? And we roll up to a planet that's colonized and they're on horses or the equivalent, or they're doing bows and arrows and sticks and stones, and we just roll up with our spaceships and colonize.
It's still that whole aspect of not believable right now, so it would just, I'd just go, this is stupid.
Like, really for me, like, we have to kind of look back at the other Call of Duties. Each Call of Duty has always had a plan, it's always had a genre, and it's been very, like, particular on how it works. Like, it doesn't stray away from the story or make it, like, they're usually based in reality, quote, quote, kind of. Now, I know that's a little loose, but let me explain. They always have a general idea, and they always, like, try to, like, make it believable. So this is, like, probably the first game where, you know, Shinobi leaked out and basically said it'll be a straight-up sci-fi, where it's kind of going, all right, we're going beyond what we've ever done before. And that makes it a little bit open to interpretation of some crazy stuff, but we don't quite know what to see.
Sorry, I was just making a note.
I know, yeah.
Nick Ham, I had a little bit of issue shipping with Astro. Your giveaway that you won will be going out, absolutely. You have not been ignored or forgotten. Your senpai has noticed you. Well, what if this is all a troll and it's Call of Duty Ghosts 2, and you play as the other brother, and your brother that fell into the pit you're going against, and Riley is back, but he's injured and he has a cyber dog arm.
Oh, God.
So here's the deal. So they have the dog models done, right? Do you think we can get space dogs? Can we get a dog in a spacesuit and a little like bubble thing around his head, and he runs around in space?
That was kind of like a legitimate question. A dev actually touched on that before. He basically stated that in the futuristic Call of Duty games, how is it going to work in terms of kill streaks? You can't have a dog in space, is actually what he said. So I don't think we're going to see Riley in space anytime soon, but I think we'll see new kill streaks that would work.
Why can't you have a dog in space? Doesn't that reveal a little bit? Why can't you?
But my thing is, it's more about what kind of kill streaks are going to replace it, and also, is it really actually going to be in space? That's the big answer, and I really genuinely don't think it's going to be
like
in space.
It's going to be like a setting, but the maps will be like you'll play inside of a dome.
That's kind of what I'm after.
It's like Ender's Game.
I have a feeling like we're going to travel to different locations and have fights on whatever. You know, like having a fight on a spaceship, like a gigantic like spaceship. You know, kind of like having a fight on a Halo place. Like that makes more sense.
You think there'll be Levolution? You think that'll come back?
I'm not sure.
So the thing about Levolution that pissed me off is it just didn't work. Like, all the things that you could actually Levolutionize or whatever were really pretty minor for the most part. Like the elevator and the cars, like, but they'd be like way in the back of the map and nobody would go over there, so it was useless. Or one thing that burned me about it is, so you were at the reveal, right?
Right.
And we got to play Strike Zone, which had where you nuke the whole map and it changes the entire map.
You call in the mortar strike or whatever.
KEM, which was very interesting actually. Like that was kind of crazy for a COD game. It was the most Levolution I may have ever seen in a map.
Oh god.
And then we played Array, or was it Satellite or whatever, where you could call in a satellite. It was really rare, and you would smash like a corner of the map, which wasn't as cool. And I think they had the flooded one also kind of on display. So, you know, we play these and we just kind of assume that every single map is going to have some awesome Levolution, and then the game comes out and it was literally just that
minimal.
Well, the one that Black Ops 1 technically had it first.
The one
right? You could open and close doors.
I know Black Ops 2 had the dam map.
Black Ops 1 DLC, you could open on the snowy map. You could open and close doors, block off.
Yeah, that wasn't really hype though. That wasn't as
that was pretty
cool.
Like lame in a way.
But that's still the same shit they pulled in Ghosts.
Well, like the logs on Redwood or whatever. Like, hey, was it Redwood? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they're like logs. I swear, I played that map 100 times. I may have gotten one log kill.
I didn't get any.
Just one. So we've got Levolution. It needs to work. I noticed they dropped it. AW had some interesting ones. There was the map that the volcano would erupt and you'd have to run to the other side, which was kind of neat. I didn't think the flood coming in on the San Francisco map really panned out.
I honestly hated those maps. I remember them now, that the fact that you're bringing them up, and I was like, God, these maps are just like crazy. Like to me, like they never worked well, and I hated them. Like that one specifically, the one with all the water in the middle of the map.
Yeah, what about there was another one where the blizzard comes in.
Oh, with the Yeti?
With the snow eyes guy? Yeah.
No, not that. I actually didn't even play that DLC. I was talking about the one that they
did play that DLC. You were there.
No, I wasn't there. I didn't do DLC 4. It was
sure?
DLC. It was DLC 1 or 2. It was the ski lodge place with all the mooses and stuff.
Oh, the stupid trams that came through and hit you in the head.
No, that was Black Ops 2. We're talking Ghost. It was one where like an avalanche would happen in the little marketplace in the far side of the map. They made them play at COD Champs.
Advanced Warfare?
No, yeah, I'm talking about it. Oh, yeah, my bad. I was talking about Advanced War. Dude, so many COD games, they all run together so bad.
Well, okay, so what did Ghost do correctly? Let's talk about that, because that's Infinity Ward's last title.
Yes.
Like, that's Infinity Ward's last title, and there were some things that I liked and some things I didn't really like. Okay,
Hit Detection and Ghost was garbage.
Hey, I got a new sponsor, 10 Man.
Well, when you die in 2
Thank
shots.
you for sponsoring the channel, man. 10 Man for the win. Thank you for the sponsorship. Enjoy your green text and chat emote there. You're also going to be entered in sponsored giveaways when they happen.
Is that a dead body? I wasn't sure if that was a dead body.
So JHub says Ghost did nothing right.
No, I said they were the first ones to remove tack inserts, but you said hit detection, but hit detection and Ghost was ass.
Me and you disagree on how
when the bullets impacts all at the same time, that's trash hit detection. It should be real time-ish. Nah,
let me rephrase it then to make JHub happy. I didn't get the magic bullets that go through people's body, but I did get nuked instantly.
I got killed in like 2 or 3 shots. Well, which, however, though, is that really a new thing? Like, what Call of Duty have you not had? Well, yeah, I understand that, but like MW3, MW2, you die instantly, like almost spontaneously, like you're just dead.
I mean, if you get on MW2 right now, you'll have better hit detection. Almost any kind.
I don't have enough ammo for this. We scored anyway, so it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, or I can throw another curveball at you. So you were all at PAX, right? And you did VR stuff.
Right.
Did any of you do the PlayStation VR at all?
No, just at HD60.
Afraid not.
Okay, so it basically works just like the Vive or the Oculus. It's exactly the same, and you have your little your sticks, right? The red and blue ones, and they're kind of like your hands. How would you feel about Call of Duty having a sort of PlayStation VR support now that they're sponsored by PlayStation or that's their main console?
I mean, I don't really think VR is at the point. Like, if you want to play in VR and just have that to look around, fine. I'll have fun killing you in game. Like, I really don't care because you're just gonna be looking around and you're gonna be really confused. But I don't think having a gaming focused directly on VR is where we should be at the moment right now. I think it's fun for gimmicky games.
No, that's what I'm talking about. As a game, I'm not talking about a full game focused on VR. Just thinking, wouldn't it be fun
having compatibility?
If it just supported it, even if it fucking blew, right? It would be fun to do once or twice.
Right, just to run around and have, like, I could turn around and look behind me. I mean, it'd be interesting, but I'm not really looking at it exercising to play my Call of Duty games. You know what I mean?
Or if we're gonna have spaceships, why not have VR support for the spaceships?
I don't think we're gonna have spaceships. I think we'll have like Killstreak spaceships, but I don't think we'll have like spaceships, like just flying around.
Wasn't somebody talking about a living ship?
I'm not sure.
Shinobi was talking about a spaceport that was a living ship. Like
I don't think he's leaked out anything like that. The only leaks I've seen from Shinobi were like 3 lines being like, hey, it's futuristic, and hey, it's not gonna be in the past. Like, those are the only leaks I have from Shinobi, or screenshots at least.
You've got to read more carefully. He in the same thread.
I read through his entire post history.
Me and you read different leaks then, mate.
Yeah, you're gonna have to link me, because apparently I'm missing out. Okay, so we talked a little bit about what the game may or may not be. Since it will probably be based in the future, as everyone has said, what do's and don'ts do you not want? Like, for me, I really hate jetpacks, but I think we're gonna be stuck with them. Movement system, things like that.
Insta-kill dogs. And IEDs.
IEDs, so nothing cheap, nothing tacky. Okay.
Bad spawn systems.
Like spawn, same generic crumbs.
IEDs were just easy mode kills for noobs, and even after they nerfed them twice, it would just come back because they would run danger close, which shouldn't have been in the damn game to begin with, and then they would just put 2 IEDs on top of each other, and you would still get blown up.
I don't want Scorestreaks.
No
how about like
streaks? What? You're okay. So hold up. Why would you not like score streaks? I gotta hear what's bad about
support
them.
streaks.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Oh god, why can't
I
I
would
hit
prefer
him?
them to go back to be kill streaks. That's just me, but
That's very weird.
But you do understand why a lot of the community enjoys score streaks instead, because you remember how back in the day when we'd play Dom, literally nobody would ever touch a flag.
yeah,
Get rid of
the
shotguns,
reward
dude. That's not
of
gonna happen.
an objective game mode is the win, not you getting bonus points for playing the objective.
No, but
I
Call of
think the
Duty is
win
all
is
set around. Call of Duty honestly is all set around earning score streaks. That's really the reward.
Why not just make each kill worth 2 kills, 3 kills? Make a chaos game mode where
Yeah, but
like
I agree.
everything's
Support
cut in half.
streaks were butt. I don't like support streaks.
I think
Those
like
were
the
butts.
thing for me is what I want to see is players being rewarded for getting kill streaks. Like with this game, I feel that a lot of stuff is shot down too easily. You know, I'll spend like getting a 15. Yeah, I'll get a 15 kill streak, and then all of a sudden when I call it in, it's gone within seconds. And I'm like, that's a little bullshit. You know, when you talk MW2 and MW3, you'd hop in there, you call an AC-130 and whatever, and you would dominate the map. We haven't had that type of like kill streak presence in a very long time. Like I get raps. Yeah, I get raps and stuff, they get me kills, but they don't like scare people like, I need to run the fuck inside or I'm gonna die, you know? That doesn't happen anymore in COD, and I think that's kind of a problem. Like, I want those scary kill streaks that just make people freak out and go, okay, that's not good, and just like run away.
You remember when you called a swarm in Black Ops 2, everybody would just dashboard?
Yeah, and the swarms are pretty crazy too.
But then it would kill you, so I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah, that would come in and kill you. Dude, they did that in Advanced Warfare. They added the nano swarm on one of those maps, right? And I earned it once or twice, and they would just dashboard. How about we don't do field orders? Because field orders were dumb.
Okay, can we add something
you
that
go
I've
there
been
and get
asking for a while? Let's do team streaks. So if the team is working together and PTFOing, you get, say, a free UAV, a free counter UAV, stuff like that.
Yeah, somebody called in raps on their team. Just to make my day harder.
So, I mean, you can encourage playing as a team and getting a slight reward. Enough to be a little helpful, but not enough to actually change the game.
So hold on. Now, when you say playing as a team and getting a slight reward, you mean like... you gotta expand on that, because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Say domination. Your team has X amount of flag caps. You get a free UAV. Hit another set.
That kind of makes
Move the
sense.
spot.
like you earn your... I guess they're almost like support streaks, really, but more for... No, because you still have to earn them. They don't just come.
Yeah, but you have to earn these. These are for playing the objective. So, like, you plant the bomb. Okay, you get X points towards a team streak. You defuse the bomb. X point. You defend this objective. You capture this flag. Like, working as a team. Like, having defender points. So a guy is running with the flag. You have a teammate guarding him. That gives you points towards the streak.
Okay, no, you've got a good idea. How about we call it, like, you'll have kill streaks, but then objective streaks.
Right, but
Yeah.
I feel like we should just do what Call of Duty's done before, and I feel like everyone like tries to like figure out a way to fix this and make it. And what they always do is they make it overly complicated. And I feel like simplicity is key. It's like, hey, if you guys do this, you get that, and it needs to be that way for either one, kill streaks or supposedly a support or objective streak. I think that's fine. Maybe you get objective bonuses. Like let's say your kill streak boosts you up if you cap a flag. Like just like way more, like a flag cap would count like 3 instead of just 1.
That would be interesting. Or you could diffuse faster.
Yeah.
We got a new sponsor, Rogue. Rogue, thank you for sponsoring the channel, man. I appreciate it. Enjoy your green text and chat emote. I got a comment from a user named Spiral, and he says, "What about instead of a nuke, we get a black hole that just sucks everything in?"
Oh, I was thinking a meteor strike, but okay.
Yeah, something epic, something galactic, gamma ray burst, zero state vacuum collapse, black hole, something like that. Oh, Rogue, okay, so your Bioweapon X, different name, had to sponsor again. What happened to your old account, man? Let me know.
I think like partly the problem with this game is it's people already are making so many hate comments and they're frustrated because it's a futuristic title, but I really feel like with Ghosts... Right, it's not what you want at first, but with Ghosts, I wanted to point out that I basically made a video talking about it when the first week it came out. It was getting shit on a lot, and I just like, look guys, we got to spend some time on the game. You can't judge it on an hour of gameplay. So after a month, we played that game and we're like, yeah, it's still terrible. We knew, but we actually had that experience there. The same thing goes with this title. You have to sit down, you got to play it yourself and make your own judgment. It's not even out yet. We still have, 8 more months or 6 more months before we even get anything to come out. There's really not a lot of stuff there that we'll potentially see in the future.
There's not much going on.
The white noise is from JHub's mic, and
I actually don't hear any noise. It's weird.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not me.
Drift0r echoing, I don't know where that's from.
I think your shit just be fucked, mate.
No, I don't think
Guys,
so.
am I making noise?
You're not. No, this is on Kross.
I think someone's just like trolling. Maybe you have 2 streams open.
that could definitely be a problem. I don't know. I like a lot of people you're talking about. They want to hate it. It's like it's future. It sucks. I hate it. You know, I want COD to die because they're assholes, and I don't want. Like, I want the game to be good. That's all.
Yeah,
that's really all I want.
Right.
Even like we talk about political stuff. Like I pitched this to my friend. I'm in Texas, right? So I have conservative friends, and they're like, Hillary will be a terrible president," and I'm like, "Oh no," they said, "I hope she'll be a terrible president," and I'm like, "No, you want to hope that Hillary Clinton is an awesome president that makes America great again, makes everybody rich, cures cancer, and saves the world. Like, even if you don't like something, you got to at least hope that it's good, right? Like, if you
hope is a dangerous thing. Though.
One thing I was gonna mention was basically in the back context. You wanted a good Call of Duty. I think we can all agree Black Ops 3 is a great Call of Duty, and here's the thing about it. It's a futuristic game. Now, there are specific things we don't like, but tell me, like, go look through my video history. Which Call of Duty have I ever not complained about? I hopped on and I played MW2, COD 4, and not, like, MW2 was a fucking mess. Like, I get on there now, and it's just noob tubes to my face. And I was like, and I literally asked myself this question. I tweeted out about it. I was like, how the fuck did I ever play this game? You die so quickly, you just get destroyed by grenades, explosives, painkiller, all sorts of crazy bullshit. And then, but at the end of the day, that's the fan favorite, and everyone loved that. And I look at that and I go, okay, so there's some things here that people like and some things that people don't like. But with Black Ops 3, we can argue and leave supply drops out of it, whatever. But really, if that's all we have to complain about is, yeah, I really don't like the supply drop system, is Black Ops 3 really that bad? And it's a futuristic title, so I have some hope.
There's a lot of stuff about Black Ops 3
I have some hope that the studio will get things right, but it just depends.
Okay, the supply drop system is a big deal. And I think that's one of the most important things that we can do now as a community is to complain about this supply drop system. I'm kind of afraid this one won't be properly fixed until like the game is already on its way down.
Later.
But for Infinity Ward's next game, which at this point we all should damn well know is going to have supply drops, it can be saved. It can be improved. We can have our trading marketplace. We can have all our stuff. Look on the left, JHub. Huh, okay, that guy just straight up ditched me then.
Oh god, I like tried to stab him, but I didn't actually have my thing. Oh my god, someone's behind you by the tank. But I think, yeah, supply drops are touchy because it can lead you down the path of, like, pay to win. And that's, I think, what everyone's scared of. Is, well, do you want pay to win, or do you want some system that's fair, and then the longevity of those items? You know, if I spent 700 on supply drops personally, and I still haven't gotten anything of value, like, that's the problem.
No, that is a problem.
You know, you're spending like 10, 12 times the amount of the game and you're not getting anything for it. So yeah, we already know that's a problem. It's just how are they going to fix that? And the problem there is it's like the money. You know, it's like, well, how do we fix our cash cow? You know, I liked your video where you made a couple ideas and suggestions. You know, having a community marketplace, other things where...
See, I think that's got to be the biggest one because...
Right.
As much as I would probably like COD better without the drops, I have to suck it up and admit that I know they make a lot of money, and corporations speak the language of money. They speak dollar bills into pockets, and they don't give a damn about Twitter hashtags or complaints and stuff like that. So I basically accept that I am stuck with supply drops, so I'm going to try to improve supply drops and make it as good as possible.
Yeah, that's, I think, what everyone's best interests are, and I feel like part of it, like YouTubers, we weren't sure what supply drops were going to be like. When I opened them and I looked at them first, I was like, okay, this is okay. There's not much in here. And then it changed, like, pretty quickly. Like, over the next 2 releases, it changed from, like, no weapons to, hey, there's weapons now. And then one of them was questionable.
It was a 1 release gap.
Yeah, that might be right.
It went straight from AW, which was supposed to be never paid, to Black Ops 3, which it went paid pretty quickly, but it was cosmetic, and then it went to guns.
How would you feel about this? This is going to be a slightly controversial question, but I want to ask, do you think Advanced Warfare supply drops were better than what we have now?
I actually kind of do. I don't like the variants. The variants kind of screwed up the game.
I think they're better because you actually got something worth it. You know, as negative as that is to say, you actually got something worth the money because you did get something better. But with this, you're just kind of like hoping to get something, and usually it's just a gun that's not nearly as good as the other guns. You know, obviously pay to win, they're trying to avoid it, but I mean, for the amount you're spending, you would almost want it to be, right? Would you not?
Yeah, so that's kind of a... I don't know.
A moral debate.
I don't know. There's still 7 weapons and all their variants in Advanced Warfare I never got, so it kind of feels the same at this point right now.
I never spent money on the drops in Advanced Warfare. I didn't really play it.
I bought one, and I was on my way.
I went back and played the other game during that time. Yeah, I played Black Ops 2 a lot, and I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna play it. And that's kind of what happened to me. But that was, what I did.
Purifier is so fun when you get in people spawn. It's so dirty. Got a new sponsor. It's the RAR. Thank you for sponsoring the channel, man. I appreciate it.
Why does this do that, man?
Shout out to you here. It's the RAR. Hope you enjoy your green text and chat emote. Oh, that was a brutal.
Oh, he's dead.
Brutal airstrike right there.
Yeah, I'm kind of like trying to pick them off in their spawn.
So if we get, which I'm almost certain we're gonna have supply drops in the next game. Let's hope they're largely cosmetic
2 minutes
and tradable and some other nice things like that, and not just like herpaderp, best gun in a drop. Let's do it, RNG.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of like what we don't want. We don't want that. But I mean, if I have to pay $700 to get a gun, I do want that. Like, as bad as that sounds, because then, like, the way that I felt
the game, that makes the game lifespan shorter when it's pay to win.
It does fuck up the game. But hear me out also. When I've finished spending that money to get these items to make videos on, as a content creator, I will make the money back. Okay, and that's an unfair advantage for me and does give me a different perspective. But the issue for me is I felt really shitty. Like, I was like, man, I paid that much for this, like, and I felt like I legitimately got fucking robbed. Like, I was just like, dude, I never want to do that again. Like, and now that's not a good feeling for supply content, like extra content. You're not supposed to have a feeling where you feel robbed when you spend $700. Like,
no, you're not.
You spend money and you should be like, yeah, that was fucking worth it, right? Not like, hey, that was the worst thing ever. Why the fuck did I do that? And then in the back of your mind go, oh, because I was streaming and I had 4 times the viewers than I did in the other one. Like, that's even morally questionable already. But, I mean, that's the point for a lot of people is the community somewhat was interested in that. And it was profitable. But it was also at the same time, you could sit there and you could look at the odds and go, man, you guys should not spend your money. But, yeah, I don't think there should be a system where we feel bad about spending versus when we get something. It has to be fair.
Yeah, you've got to actually enjoy it. Like, so at the end of the day, you buy cases on Counter-Strike or skins on the League. I don't really feel ripped.
No,
I mean,
you
get bad
so
cases sometimes, right? But you can still do stuff even if you get garbage. You can sell it, you can trade it, whatever.
Right.
For this, it's just like, oh man, it's like how little can I get screwed? The value just doesn't seem to be there.
No, and I don't think there ever will be with the short lifespan and the turnover for Call of Duty. Like, I don't think that's ever going to change.
Let's also hope we don't get pay to reload. Like, imagine
no,
if there's like
that's
special.
never going to happen. Yeah,
like imagine you buy stopping power ammo for a short period of time. Oh my god.
Yeah, we made jokes about that because of EA exec for Battlefield made that joke. Well, I see like the future of gaming where people might purchase extra ammo or something to reload.
Yeah, that was from an
like,
executive that never played a game. But the point's still valid. He's the executive. He makes these decisions, right?
Right.
It's his. Yeah. If he tells them to make you have to pay to reload, they have to do it.
Right. Which would be stupid. And imagine if they actually put the bullets on the same level as real life bullets. The cost per bullet. That'd be stupid as hell.
No, that's
for the love of God, we need a good PC version that doesn't get completely shafted. But I absolutely know that's.
Well, mods are coming for once back to PC.
Oh god, that panic pistol, dude.
Yeah, but so like the last 2 or 3 IWPC games were completely Ghost was like unplayable on PC and had artificially high requirements because they were competing with Battlefield like 4 or whatever. They took the requirements and just made them higher than Battlefield's just for marketing, just to make the game look like it was that advanced, and all it did is made it difficult to run on other people's computers.
Shot out.
Yeah, Rogue, you're right. There's a trade-up method where you can trade up your guns for a better one. That would make sense, too. I don't need Snoop Dogg voice packs. I don't need clown helmets. Hello, Aodan567.
The hard part about supply, or like supply drops or anything, like cosmetic stuff, I've never really cared about it. Counter-Strike made sense to me because it was value. I could get a sniper rifle that's worth $1,000. Well, that's kind of cool. But at the end of the day, I'm still not going to spend the money to get it.
Luke Olson, thank you for sponsoring. Got a guy that says, fuck PC, player base isn't there, they don't need any attention. The player base isn't there because the games are unplayable. It didn't even run. Like, literally didn't even run. Advanced Warfare launched with multiplayer maps that would, like, blue screen your PC when they launched. That's why there's no player base on PC. They've had it, like, 3 games in a row. Huh? Yeah.
A lot, like, this game still has issues. People are like, so if I have this, can I run it on optimal settings? And then, like, the comments are always like, well, yeah, that's assuming that the game actually runs right. And it's like, whoa. So people are still mad about Call of Duty being on PC anyway. Now, I think they did a cool thing. One of the PC dev, I'm sure you followed him, basically somehow he convinced the studio to release a multiplayer pack. Call of Duty multiplayer.
That was his idea? I thought that was just a straight-up, like, marketing idea.
I'm pretty sure that was his idea or marketing, because I know he fought it to get it extended and make it, like, purchasable at all times. But what it does is it allows you to play multiplayer on Call of Duty. But I don't think you can prestige past, like, 55. I think, you know, there's some, like, player restrictions, which are stupid. I don't know if they fixed that or not. But you'd spend, like, $14.99, and you would get the whole multiplayer game itself, and you would save yourself, you know, the extra $40 that we would spend on a console. Obviously, they're trying to compete with Counter-Strike and other cheaper FPS games, but I think that's a right move in the right direction. But at this point in time, Call of Duty has never had a good PC game because it was always ported. It was never the focus.
COD 4 was good on PC,
right.
And that was, like,
they had
honestly it.
One thing that I actually really liked about COD 4 was I used to watch these I used to watch, like, competitive montages. Stevie 9 Lives was, like, the huge one that stands out in my mind. When I watched his videos, it reminded me of Counter-Strike tournaments. Just the announcers, the way they edited them, they had, like, everything presented, how it actually made you feel connected with the game. And then multiplayer and esports just kind of went a different direction. And I was like, why didn't they support Pro Mod back in the day and make it way bigger than what it was? Because I feel like it would be on par with Counter-Strike now.
Well, that's because nobody knew what they were doing back in the day. People don't even know what they're doing now. Like, how many people have you seen get hired by esports agencies for no reason?
That's
anyway,
true.
iMika had a cool idea. He said, imagine if you had a kill streak that was magnetic that would just, like, yank people's guns away from them.
I mean, that would sound, like, terribly bad if it happened to you, but that shit would be really funny. Like a highlight clip of you just stealing their gun and then shooting them with it. Like,
Yep.
like I grab your shotgun and just, like, oh my god.
Before new specialist.
You could do
Actually,
that
I think that should be like a movement mechanic. It'd be kind of funny. Like, imagine instead of, like, punching someone, you can, like, punch them and, like, steal their gun.
Did any of you guys play the Doom that was before this one? If you punch somebody with your fist, like if you swapped a fist and punched them, right,
I just played
you would steal their gun?
No, I did not know that. I still think it'd be kind of interesting because you could disarm someone. Maybe I don't know if that'd be a good or bad thing. I feel like at some point, if it had an easy counter, like where you could prevent it from happening, like by pressing X or something, you know, like whatever, instantly, or some on-screen command. But I feel like that would ruin the flow of Call of Duty, which is really smooth, really fast, and aggressive in gameplay style. Like, that's what they have
people in the
going.
chat saying Call of Duty is considered pay to win already, and I'm like, you do not know what pay to win looks like.
No,
well, Advanced Warfare was, yeah.
So here's my argument. We got asked this on the YouTube panel. I got asked, like, what do you guys feel about pay to win, and do you support it or not? I think is basically the question. And I felt like with Call of Duty in a game, I think if you want to purchase to get ahead, like you want to buy a level 55 account, okay, I don't give a shit. That's just your prestige. That's your level. It's similar to buying a WoW subscription and getting a quick start, like a jump start, max prestige to level 80 or whatever the hell it is. I'm okay with that. But once you start putting weapons and items in the game that are not unlockable by play, and you actually have to spend money, and they're 100% better, like way better, that is where you get...
so what about, like, so you can unlock everything in this game by playing, if you play it like 100 hours, or not even 100 hours, like 100 days, right? Like, if you even if it's unlockable without spending money, it needs to be unlockable within a reasonable period of time or effort or something.
And I think that's one thing that people get, like, really complain about with the crypto key system. Crypto key system is pure garbage because you earn so little, and then the odds of getting an item again are so low that you just get screwed by getting whatever you wanted in the first place. So, I mean, I'm against pay to win, but I feel that if you want to jump ahead and, like, level up and do certain specific things, like, those are okay. Like, that allows a company to make extra DLC money, whatever. But the minute you put something
like World
behind
of Tanks. Like, World of Tanks looks like it's okay, but then if you want to, say, play that game and, you know, actually do something fun, you need to spend money. Otherwise, you're going to need to spend, like, 50 hours. That's
not what I'm getting at. The point of what I'm getting at is the minute you put something restrictive, like, let me say I put a one-shot assault rifle that kills everyone in one shot behind a $100 paywall. Or, you know, that's like an exaggeration. Like, that's an exaggeration of, all right, that is pure pay to win. You know, if I hop on Call of Duty and I don't have time to level up and I want to pay $10 to get max level 55, okay, that's fine. because there are a lot of shitty level 55s. Like, I don't feel that that hurts the player base, but when you start putting weapons that give you a clear advantage, not just level, like, I don't think level gives you an advantage in Call of Duty.
No, absolutely not. I see that so often. They're like, her skill-based matchmaking. Look at all my enemies. They're level 55. Like, that doesn't mean shit.
No, not always. Sometimes you'll see a 10th prestige with a 0.7 KD, you know, and it's like, oh, okay. But the idea I'm getting at here is if you have to pay money for an item that gives you a significant advantage, that's when pay to win gets, like, that's when purchasing or DLC, whatever, I don't want to call it pay to win, but that's when it becomes pay to win, and that's when DLC
What games are actually pay to win right now? I know Candy Crush, and there's a lot of, like, mobile games.
Mobile games are terrible, but that's a completely different category. But yeah, you don't want something like that, like press X to buy 10 extra lives, you know, like that just gets ridiculous, and it's like, how much do you fucking hate your player base?
So we're gonna need to get off of Kross here for a little bit. The chat's getting a little bit more than a little bit salty. JHub, what would be pay to win for you?
When there's not an equivalent of the same type gun that you can earn in the game. So I played Combat Arms a lot, right? And for the most part, what they did, they'd introduce a gun and then a slight variant that you could buy with real money. So it really wasn't pay to win, but then they started introducing weapons that were entirely different in the grind system as purchasables. At that point, it's now becoming pay to win. So if you can't earn it at a reasonable rate, it's pay to win.
Okay, so well, how would it be a reasonable rate if, let's say, there was a freaking awesome item, right? Like a really, really awesome item. That should take more time to unlock than some of the lesser ones, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say...
Are you talking about like a prestige kind of thing?
Kind of. Let's say there was a gun that you didn't get until like your 5th prestige, but if you dropped $20, you could access it early. Would that be
maybe make the player have X amount of hours, and then relative to the game, and then make it where it unlocks. So like the community has been playing for a couple weeks, so people have already reached that level, but the player needs to have at least an hour or two, so he can't just buy and go straight in. So make them get it to where they know the game, they can play it, and then make it available. But don't right off the bat. If you give that right off the bat, it's pay to win.
Let's play, I guess we're playing Safeguard Evac again. All right.
But yeah, I would say that Advanced Warfare is pay to win. You can't earn the variants.
You get the Obsidian
Steed. That's blatantly pay to win in a sense because you get an advantage.
Let's get back on Infinite Warfare here. Let's get back, because we're pretty bad off track. Do you think there's a chance of it coming back to Xbox? I assume the Sony deal was like a multi-year deal.
No, because they're announcing it with PlayStation. Remember, at E3 they don't have a booth, and it's going exclusively through PlayStation. So I imagine they've got exclusivity at least for that.
It'd be really stupid.
How did you know that? How did you know it was going to be revealed through PlayStation?
Because
didn't their Shinobi? Yeah, they announced it.
Okay, I didn't know that. So
maybe
I don't know anything about.
Maybe it's just genuinely assumed because it is a PlayStation title that it was in the past. You know, like, hey, they're exclusive with PlayStation. It would only make sense because they've always announced Call of Duty at E3 with either Xbox, and now that it's on PlayStation, it's a logical.
I do not know what's going on with the Ask Drift0r app. You should contact Brass Monkey about that. It does have an issue on iPad Mini. If you're using iPad Mini, that's fine. You need to talk to about it. And please stop spamming. Oof, what about PlayStation Neo? What if this game is going to be...
Okay, can I bring it up right quick to go back? Because you didn't know there was a IGN post on March 1st that said that's what they're doing. They're going to go with... they're not having their own Activision announcement, but they're going through Sony. So
okay, that I didn't know.
I'll link it to
you. I believe you. Have you guys heard about PlayStation Neo?
It's because of the headset. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, PlayStation 4.5. It was supposed to have like like a faster clock speed and more RAM or something. It was basically just a slightly better PlayStation, and it was supposed to be better for VR support because Sony was kind of afraid that the current PlayStation wasn't going to be good enough to compete against PC games throughout the life cycle. And my controller is fudging up. It's doing it again.
Maybe get that Bluetooth away.
Do you ever have your controller like just desync from the PlayStation? Like you'll be moving and it like doesn't move correctly? Yeah.
That is a big issue that I have, like, all the time.
God damn it. I just keep getting picked off from there.
Running around with your brass knucks.
Yeah, I've already got like 100 plus kills on them, I think. So, I mean, I don't know.
We should probably be escorting our robot. Like, we're over here just, like, not even considering it.
I'm just running around.
Like, I want this game to be good, but I'm so worried about it at the same time.
I mean, it's mostly because of every Call of Duty.
especially Affinity Wars, it's just only been pretty much going downhill since COD 4, in a way, with all the stuff they've been adding in.
We know there's going to be add-ins. If we get add-ins, I think Black Ops 3 has done pretty good with the... I know you don't like the weapons, right? But they haven't had really dumb stuff like Gingerbread XO or Clown Guy and some... You know, that
well, I mean,
hasn't been an issue,
content-wise,
thank God.
where the game is. Honestly, the only thing I don't really like Specialist in this game, right? I call it support streaks. The only thing I would do to change it to make it to where I like it is make it where it's like based on a 5 kill streak. So it turns it into you have a 4th kill streak that changes your character, and there's 18 of them that's locked in no matter what. So you could change up your normal kill streaks, but you have this. I wish that's how they would have done it. I don't really like it because it's following the support model of you're getting it regardless.
I'm not gonna be able to get that either.
Titanfall, where everybody gets a Titan. Like when everybody gets a Titan, it's not worth.
Yeah. So I don't see it as balanced. I would really much love it if they changed it if it came back. I don't know if it's coming back, but if they do, let's just please make it to where it's like a 5 kill streak.
Okay, so did you ever run Streaker in Advanced Warfare? I don't think I literally ever did.
4? Yes, I did. I ran the whole UAV system, hack, bombing run, paladin, loadout. Got a lot of kills that way. Because the amount of points you're getting off UAV and system hack kills would stack so quick, it would get you up there. So all you had to do was like get a kill and 2 flags, or a flag and 2 kills.
Dom. I hated playing Dom in AW because it was just way too easy to get streaks. It turned into like it was like a hell of streaks. That's
one of the reasons why I think they made the score streaks here point values a little bit higher, because people were abusing domination for the most part.
Let's change the topic a little bit. Got some people talking about infinite meaning time travel. And there actually was a game, a supposed leak like ages ago called COD Bloodlines, which was about a time-traveling COD. Do you think it's going to be space, or do you think there's going to be an actual time travel story where you have to bounce around in infinite time and do like other different, like let's say you have to fight in the Civil War and then you have to travel forward?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. That's way too much of a stretch. And
I think that'd be too much to program for, to be honest. I think it'd be a huge pain in the ass.
Why would it be too much more programming? The levels would just be changed up. So you would just have different visual aspects, and they would reskin the guns.
You would have your space guns, and then your new guns, and your old ones, and it would be kind of...
They're just reskins. You could just reskin them. I mean, we've seen that happen with many of these Call of Duty games. Most guns are just reskins.
I hope not. I don't think that'd be a good idea. I think you should pick one theme and stick with it. I think if we try to do all the themes at once, that would be a big mess. Yeah, it's something about time splitters. You're gonna die.
No, that's not gonna work.
Or have any of you read the book, The Forever War?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Describe it, and I'll tell you.
It's about a soldier, top of his class, brilliant man, recruited into special ops, and he is trained to fight against aliens that we cannot communicate with. We don't understand them. We don't know what they're doing. They just show up and kill people. And
sounds like an interesting game.
Yeah, so he travels around the galaxy for the most part. But it's called the Forever War because every time he travels to a planet to fight, it's at faster than light travel. So as we talked about with time dilation, it's like 100 years, and then he comes back to Earth and everything's changed. And he fights like 5 battles, and every time he comes back, oh, there's a new government. Now there's a new language. Now there's a new culture. It's like, you know, he's lived like 5,000–6,000 years. He's like, what the hell's going on here?
In other words, he's pretty much just fighting all of humanity's battles. He's just moving quicker than...
Yeah, he ends up being the soldier. He was in the very first battle and the very last battle of the war. And near the very, very end, we were actually able to communicate with the aliens. And
I can't read the chat, guys. Basically, if Drift0r or JHub are talking and I want to ask a question, his chat hates on me, so I can't do shit.
If you mute your Skype mic right quick, you can do it. That's what I've been doing.
I mean, there's really not much I can read either. It's just open discussion.
Dude, ask questions from your chat. It's totally fine.
Yep.
What does your chat want to talk about?
Nothing at the moment. Apparently, it's just a lot of hate.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's not like hate toward me. It's just hate towards other shit.
Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of hate toward COD. COD has really... I've been on the receiving end of all the toxicity in COD lately, and it sucks. It's like... There's no winning against that kind of toxicity at all. Like, you just can't appease the COD community. I had some guy on Reddit write, and he was like, if you really felt bad about supply drops, what you would do is you would make an apology video and write to all your fans and apologize to them
because we're responsible for supply drops.
The
no.
amount of entitlement in that just makes me sick.
No, but he's like, if you want to make this right again with the community, what you would do is apologize to them. And I'm like, okay, so you're the same guy talking to me about sucking Activision dick, right? If I go and apologize to the community, that's sucking massive community D. And this is a community... Oh, look, I'm looking in the chat right now. It says Drift0r is a fucking dickhead who sucks Activision dick. But anyway, if you do that and you're like, I am sorry, I apologize to the whole community. I never should have done this thing that literally everybody was doing and was okay with at the time. I should have had the foresight to see into the future and know the decisions that would be changed and that all this would be like, if you do that, your channel just dies. You end up becoming a slave to the community, and they're the most fickle, toxic, like, crazy bunch of people. Like, it would be the worst idea. I actually would really rather suck an Activision dick than try to enslave myself to any gaming community. Any, like, really positive ones, like Kerbal Space Program or Battlefield or something. Or do you guys disagree?
That's why I told. With that amount of entitlement, I just tell them to go fuck themselves. Like you're.
I think any game's gonna have their own like good and bad. I mean, case in point, look at your chat when I speak. I mean, obviously they're there to watch you, so there's a fan base regardless on whatever. But aside from all that negativity, you look at any game. Like look at the Doom streamers. A lot of Doom people were streaming the Doom beta, and the community was so toxic and so like abrasive to anyone. Like, oh, you're not a pro player. Get the fuck out of here.
Really? So hold on. Doom had a public beta, and it was a casual game that's not even focused on multiplayer.
It was a train wreck for streamers, and I think people didn't
think that they did it like Rooster Teeth, like the tournament. There?
I think it was anything, because anytime anyone streamed, they just got a lot of hate for it. This was on Twitch, and YouTube, anything. And I really feel like it was just mostly because people wanted it to be a specific game, and they're like, get the fuck out of here, you casual, you know, kind of thing. Like, so it was super, super, super toxic. But I think the reality of that is you're going to have negativity for any game or anything that you have. You're going to have diehard fans, loyal fans. But at the end of the day, I mean, you either play the game or you don't.
Vinos HD Bog, please quit spamming. So hold on. Says, dude, Drift0r, you represent the COD community. Stop sucking dick. You need to apologize for, like, no, like, people, YouTubers are not senators. It's not like everybody that played Call of Duty went in and voted, and they're like, you need to represent me. I'm a guy who sits here in my underwear and plays COD. That's all it is.
I'm sure that's more directed towards supply drops, but I want to ask this question, and I know it's probably going to get way more hate than anything else. So when I was opening supply drops, and I know Drift0r noticed this too, my videos got 4 to 10 times the amount of viewership.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I would sit here with 300-500 people watching a stream. I would have 2,000 to 3,000. So is the community really against supply drops in say, or it's like mixed messages on each end, and we already know that they're shit. Like we're not going to argue that because I don't need any more hate than necessary. But the idea is when you see that type of response as a content creator, it sends you mixed messages of what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, side note, guys, I'm actually not talking about Birdman right now. I managed to make amends with him. We can talk about that later. But no, you're right. Like, so I remember when supply drops, even when it was actually, like, when the weapons dropped, I would watch Noah or Ali or even other, like, Chaos just, like, open supply drops. Crap loads of people watching live. More people watching them open drops than me actually play with the guns, which was crazy. And just supply drop opening videos, tons of views, really long retention. People requested it. It was
right. It was like the most requested thing on anything, on Twitter, even in my comments. It's like, are you gonna open more supply drops? Are you gonna use the new guns? Are you gonna?
You would see on Reddit, people would talk about, yeah, supply drops suck. I spent $100 on them, but I didn't get anything. And I'm like, so hold up. The people you talking about, like us being Activision dick suckers and bad people for buying supply drops when there's a legitimate business interest, and you just spending $100 and you mad because you didn't get nothing.
Right, that was the biggest one that bothered me. Was like I noticed there was one specific guy who insulted me on Reddit, and he like went after me and you specifically. And then I looked through his post history, and he's like, "Yeah, I spent $200 and I didn't get anything." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, I think me and you, we both discussed this before in our supply drop videos. We open them up and we go, guys, I have the money to do this, and I want to, I want to entertain you guys. That's what it is. But choose wisely if you want to spend your money or not, because we told them it wasn't worth it.
I didn't buy a single supply drop that was not directly business related. If you don't believe me, you can ask my wife about it. I sit there and I'm like,
all mine were streamed.
Well, Jessica, I've got a budget of $200 today to try and get these guns so I can make a video and do my thing. It's like I really don't want to do this, but I feel that I have to.
And I think at that point, yeah, and that was another thing that I made a post about, was just that if we don't make the content, you're going to have Ali, T. Martin, Noah, Chaos, all these other bigger YouTubers who will make these videos, and then at that point...
That's not even saying they're a bad guy, they're in the same situation.
No, not only that, your audience is missing out, and you're going to miss out. Like, it's such a lose-lose situation for either one. We already know the system's
Wise
bad.
Man 144, I am in East Plano. Just so you know. But no, you're right. It's the same thing. Like even if let's say Ali A, who's got 8 million subs, didn't open supply drops, somebody else would, and they would get the views. I don't know, I think it's a mess. I hate it. Part of
it was like, would you rather me waste my $700 to tell you that they're shitty, or would you rather you waste your $700? Mm-hmm. And that was like my bigger defense for it. Partly other than that, it's like you have to make the content and just do whatever. But we want a better system going into the future with the newer game. I think we all can agree to that.
Let's see. Archangel, I will stop playing in my undies. We got a comments like, they willing to suck dick but complain about sucking. You guys don't understand what like corporate dick sucking is. So that happened at PAX, right? So I rode in the Uberwatch, the custom orange Lambo with a girl who, she's like a stunt coordinator.
She dressed up as
and she's gotten in this really good cosplay, and we're driving around. We're like going as fast as we can downtown and revving it, and people are cheering. So I tweet about it, and they're like, "Oh man, look at Drift0r sucking another company's dick. What a shameless whore you are. Will you do anything for money?" And it's like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm riding around a Lambo. This is fun as hell for me. Why would I not like tweet about this?
And I think the good thing about that was that event was open to anyone. If you had an Uber app and you just paged the car at the right time, anyone could do it, and I think it was free.
Dude, a lot of people, it was free. As soon as
they didn't charge you anything.
As they dropped me off, 2 other people just hopped in to go back to the convention, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll take you. Do I need to pay?" Nah, just like get in. And I just thought it was fun as hell. Or like I did the Arc Dinosaur thing, and they're like,
"Yeah, the dinosaur, yeah." Well, I think partly one thing that we could discuss was what we got asked at the panel. They asked like, if some YouTubers should be paid to do consulting, like representing a game, talking about a game, influencing a game. Social media influencers is becoming more popular now. They have people come to events and they do that. And that was one question that was asked, is like, do you guys feel bad about, if people should be paid for that? And one thing I wanted to mention is, if you guys like a content creator and a YouTuber, sometimes the income can vary, and if a YouTuber can continue to make money doing certain things, representing a brand or a product he likes, that's going to allow him to continue to do that for longer. I think it's just a lot of uninformed people make that decision and go, "Fuck that guy, he's a sellout." But I mean, you're totally fine with. So
other people have sold out in a very public space. So
yes,
I believe it or not, guys. Even those of you here that are really salty, I do hold my channel to a really high standard when it comes to product sponsorships, and I think Kross and JHub would agree with me on that one.
I'm not going to make a deal if it's not something that I can say that I will use myself.
Exactly. That's pretty much the standard that I use. And a lot of times, my deals start with, I like the product and I'll contact the company second. But there's so many people that do the sellout route. Like, there's so many people that'll just work for any company and do anything and promote garbage so often, so frequently.
Hey, do you want to promote my new mobile game for $5,000?
Yeah.
And it's like, I am not kidding. Like, that's a legitimate thing. It's easy money, but at the same time, I realize, guys, you're here to watch Call of Duty and Battlefield, not fucking some mobile game.
Yeah, so guys,
it's not like I'm going to do that.
Plano. But yeah, dude, you're right. But so many people do it. People don't believe me. It kind of made me mad because I put a lot of work into my shirts, right? I tried to make sure they were locally sourced, that the employees are. I tried to make sure that even the employees got benefits and not just pay. Huh?
I just got destroyed by a Tempest, my bad. No, I said like that. I didn't mean to say bullshit. I said like shit to the guy tasing the shit out of me. But no, I saw your shirt and your hoodie, by the way, was really cool.
Yeah, but I put legit effort into making sure that it's not like just that the quality is there, but the people that make it are treated right, and they get vacations and they get benefits and all this kind of stuff. And then people come in and they're like, "Drift0r, I'm not going to buy your shirt. All YouTubers make these shitty shirts from China that are just little screen prints." And it's like, damn it, because I know that like 99% of YouTubers do sell crappy shirts from China that are just little screen prints that cost like $2. But because of that, all the good work I put into mine is mistrusted.
Right, and I think that's the bigger thing, is finding the right quality and then finding the right company to actually represent something. And it's trial and error. I've made deals in the past with other clothing companies, and I was like, all right, this will be cool. And then I got samples sent to me, and I was like, uh-oh, like, this is not good, and had to back up on it.
Nick Ham, even you, my sponsor, you're giving me a hard time here, man. Let me go ahead in between games and put your giveaway order in. Let's see.
You're tired of hearing about supply drops, dude. Me and you both. I mean, the system's here. It sucks, and I think that's the unfortunate thing. I will say that I think that they will make changes, but hopefully sooner than later. You know, that's all I'll say about that.
JHub, you haven't had a lot to say. You're over here steaming, man.
Oh no, I'm just. We can say all this stuff, but most of the time, nothing's going to change.
No,
when it comes. I mean, on the topic of supply drops, or pretty much.
Okay. How about we talk about positive shit within Black Ops 3 / past games that you actually enjoyed, that you would like to see transition into the new game?
For a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. MW2. I love the mayhem and killstreaks. Didn't like all the other crap.
Overpowered killstreaks, right?
I once, at least above
same.
a certain threshold.
But there was something that scares you. Yeah.
MW3, hated support, hated death streaks, loved their specialist. Ghost decided to just come out of nowhere and just shit on specialist, which pissed me off. But the way they did specialist, it's not OP because you die in the same amount of bullets.
Okay.
You're not OP.
Okay.
So,
I was gonna ask, like, support streaks. Like, what do you feel about, like, just being supportive and earning, like, a lethal?
I like the idea of a team-based streaks you can get for free, but I do not like the idea of support streaks. Just getting stuff because you're playing, no. Like,
that's like a participation medal, right?
Yeah.
Right, it's like a participation trophy. Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, like, you know the new things where all the kids get first place and stuff? That's what that's like.
Yeah. When I first started playing MW2, I came over from PC Combat Arms. I did not know how to play. I was getting shit on, right? But never once did I go, I want this because I deserve it. I just finally got to the point where I could earn them.
The one thing that I want is I want you to, like, them to respect a kill streak. Like, for example, I think everyone can argue the hater. If you get 13 or however many kills that damn thing is, that you don't want it to get shot down in 10 seconds. Like, or, you know, someone who gets a 4 kill streak can block it out for half its life, you know, the counter UAV.
Well, I mean, the counter UAV is the only thing we can do to counter it. Otherwise, you're making it where you can shoot them down like you can now, which is
like, I feel like the Blackbird from, you know, I think Black Ops 1, I don't think you could shoot it down. I mean, if you earn something like that...
counter UAV, which was an odd counter for it.
Right, and I feel like that if you could not have stuff shot down that's simple, that'd be greater. Also, if you look at the mothership's garbage. By the time that comes into the map, it gets shot down. Not only that, it's very hard to get kills with, apparently. I remember, you know, AC-130 Chopper Gunner, you would drop like 20 kills plus when you called that in. So, not only was it worth getting a 16 or 20-some kill streak, it made up for it with the amount of kills you're going to get. I always made an argument with the nuke. Why do I need to get a 25 kill streak when I could just get 25 kills? Like, I mean, I only get +6 with the Moab anyway.
A 25 gun streak should end the game, maybe, but a 25 kill streak should just be the nuke from MW2. I'd be happy with that.
The thing with the nuke that bothered me was, like, you could win the game, but when the Moab came out, you would get so many kills, you go, all right, I got 25 kills, I got the Moab, and it killed 6 people. Was it really worth it? Like,
no, but
like,
the thing is, it would wipe the map, and it would change the colors and stuff.
That had made a lot of people rage, but
that's not like a good kill streak. Like, yeah, I killed everyone, yay, well, and
you remember when I used to play with you, I'd go, do I make him leave now or later? Because I would hold the bow up, and he goes, okay, make him leave now. And the second I triggered that thing, half the enemy team would leave, even if we were losing, and then we'd come back.
That's the problem with the COD community in general, man. They just quit like a lot. We used to have a big problem with that back in the day.
That's what I use.
There's no really big penalty that you could put on someone. Oh, my win-loss goes down. Oh, okay. like who fucking cares about that? Like that's you know, tryhard players care, but the majority will not care.
What about just subtracting the amount of experience you would have earned that game had you not left from it?
So we want like strong kill streaks, respectable kill streaks. You obviously want decent maps that actually play. This is a good question. Do you want like crazy maps that we saw like with COD 4, MW2, MW3, like where there's a lot of pathways? Or do you want something that's more linear, like 3-lane maps that we've saw with Black Ops 2?
I actually like the 3-lane maps because the ones that are just cluttery just turn into a big mess of campers and weird corners that you didn't even know existed.
Like Terminal, I really love that map, and it's basically a 2-lane map.
Yeah. But no, the thing is, like, having you think like cluttered, realistic maps is cool in a sense, but then in another sense, people just end up camping in the weirdest place.
Have you played hardcore free-for-all in this game? Like, if you get on Nuketown and that, I know it's Nuketown, but people will literally die, spawn in, and they will find the nearest corner to their spawn, and they will just sit there and wait for other people to walk by them.
Well, because someone's going to spawn there, might as well.
Right, partly. But, I mean, people are so afraid, since it's hardcore, to even move around the map. But usually when I do gameplays, I'll patrol, like, 2 or 3 spawn points, and I will get kills so quickly. Yep. But the amount of time that you walk past the corner, and then just someone's hiding there is insane. So you want something that encourages people to go out to actually get in gunfights without that campiness.
Correct. Side note, Nick Ham, if you're in the chat, I need to know if you play on Xbox One or PS4. Nick Ham in the chat, please let me know if you play on Xbox One or PS4.
Streaks are supposed to be there to help, not to do your work. It depends on the kill streak. Like, if you're getting a kill streak, like a legitimate kill streak, I think it's there to do its job, to kill people. If you're getting like a support kill streak, like a UAV, counter UAV, I mean, those are just minimal. They're not. We don't expect them to do a lot.
They impact awareness, but if like you put on a Wraith, that helps defend domination points. Yeah. So if you're lacking teammates,
hey, Tyven Show, good to see you.
You have a Wraith to help you protect those objectives, or Sentry Gun protects the objectives. Guardian cuts off pathways. There are uses for them, but I would like for them to be worth the amount that they are. Like, the kill streaks in this game are actually pretty good, right? Anti-Up could use a change, but the
didn't they just buff it?
All right, yeah, Nick Ham, I just entered your giveaway to ask.
But I would prefer it to be like Black Ops 2 Hardline, to be honest. Where
I could have sworn they just buffed it. Yeah,
they did. No, it's 150 points now.
Woo, 150 points. Woo!
But they did
buff this game as Garbo.
It needs to be like Black Ops 2.
I would just get it in hardcore, and then I would get I would cap a flag, which would give me like 300 or 400, and then I would use it to get extra kills, and I'd have my kill streaks after like 7 kills. But that's just me.
I'll go ahead and use it. We'll try to get some score streaks here. Why not?
I think to some extent, yeah, it would obviously maybe need to be too strong, but if it's too strong, then people are just gonna like rain down kill streaks like crazy.
Yeah, but kill streaks are honestly what makes COD fun.
Right. And I think that's one thing that separates Call of Duty from other FPS games. Counter-Strike, skill-based game, FPS, PC shooter, whatever. Then you have Call of Duty where it's like, hey, we have a little bit of crazy stuff, and where I get to dominate people if I do well. That's one thing they need to keep the tradition up.
See Danger Jones, nice to see you. Just want to give you a little shout-out right there. What if they did... this is a terrible idea. You guys are going to hate this. What if they took COD in the same route that they did like Overwatch and League and Paragon? And like we took specialists to the next level where there's like support specialist and there's melee specialist and then there's a tank specialist and then a DPS specialist and all this kind of stuff.
Well, in a way, they did that with character visual customization.
I don't really
Black Ops 1, but
I don't want really it to be a game changing. I don't want like a skill based thing. I literally want the simplistic shooter. Like, I'm a big fan of COD 4. I'm a big fan of COD 4 Pro Mod. I'm a big fan of basically you grab the gun and class you want, and that is it. Like, there is no difference between player skill because I picked a special class. I don't want that.
True. Mike Birdman Dodd, if you for the hoodies that are not current, the hoodies unfortunately I can't do special sizing on. You're asking now shirts. If you needed a special order, you could email Core Gameware and they would accommodate. But I'm very confident that we will not be able to accommodate the hoodies just because it's it takes a lot of extra manufacturing to make those. So just saying, just throwing that out there.
Just saying.
Also, I don't want 6th Sense or anything like that coming back. Tracker 6th Sense can stay in a fire. I don't want to see it ever again.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna die. I don't really want death streaks. I feel that if you're a bad player, then you should get good. I mean,
yeah,
I agree.
Is that the best thing? Like,
dude, I had a fan email me saying that we should make the game more casual friendly and include a lot more death streaks because he really misses death streaks. And I'm like, no, that sounds like AIDS to me. It just sounds like the most
you suck at the game and want an advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're entitled to having something fun.
Like, if you ever played, you played Counter-Strike, and it's pretty brutal, right? You get in there and you get headshotted, and you're like, what the hell?
I don't play it very much. I cannot just casually pick up and go on Counter-Strike.
Right, but I think that, to me, it makes it so much more addicting because I got better at it. When I started sniping, that was why I did it, because sniping was, sniping's hard, it's not easy to do, it's a skill-based thing. People argue that now, but aside from that, that was why I did it. You put yourself at a disadvantage, and then you become a better player where you can use that gun in a situation and still embarrass people.
True. I can't.
Like, that was the fun part.
I'm stuck on like the assault rifles or bust.
I got you. Oh god, there's so many of them in here. But I think that's part of it, and it needs to become its own thing where players don't get entitled and they have to learn how to play better. One of the bigger questions is like, Dan, how are you so good at Call of Duty all the time? And it's really map awareness. You know, if you learn maps and you know where people are going to spawn, where they're going to be, choosing your gunfights, like don't go in a gunfight head on. Don't run straight into that doorway because more than likely there's going to be 3 people watching that doorway and they know you're there.
Here's a good one. Competitive, MLG only. Yeah, I'm kind of glad we got off of it and we can do Twitch.
Like
again.
A playlist? Like a playlist?
No. Like how they had exclusive rights to the events and the tournaments. And
No, keep that away if you want.
People were talking about how COD would come back once MLG was no longer a thing, but it didn't, and I think that's just because it already killed the community. Like, it's too late to repair because we've already lost everything.
In a sense.
You can't just go back to the hype that was there like a couple of years ago.
Black Ops 2, I think, is the peak of competitive.
Definitely. Which is a shame because that's where it was just starting, right?
And I felt like COD 4 would have been so much better. You know, like I mentioned earlier, those montages that I watched, they were competitive players playing at events, and you felt like you're watching a Counter-Strike event today, and that was in like 2008. And you're just like, holy hell, like if we had Pro Mod and it was supported, and you gave these guys everything they needed, this would have been a huge thing. And I think that no one knew what they were doing, and they mishandled that so hard. Like, why would we ever need to support this pro mod bullshit? Like, instead of, you know, building up that competitive trait and letting people do what they wanted.
Or a good competitive game can still be a fun game to play. A lot of people in the community think that, like, pro players and stuff... Say that again, JHub?
League is an exact example of that.
Counter-Strike is as well. But they're like, yeah, these competitive players, they ruined Call of Duty.
Oh God,
as soon as they started appealing to all these pros, COD got awful, and they're like, I wish COD was made for casuals again. Like, you misunderstand, a game that plays well competitively can also be incredibly fun. Like, it's not like pros just go to Treyarch. Yeah, they don't.
Counter-Strike.
Do you think Nadeshot just walks into Treyarch and they're like, yeah, so this thing that was really fun, we just don't like having fun. Take that out. We play the same game 15 hours a day. Let's make it as boring as possible. Let's make it all head glitches, one-shots only. Let's get rid of Killstreaks. What else do we need? Oh, yeah, let's just make it hard to do this, and let's make it, yeah, so we're competitive, right? So we like it laggy. Let's make it laggy. No, these guys bust their ass to try and make the game fair and fun. Like, if the game is fun, they have more fun playing it, and they play it more than anybody.
Yeah, I would see that too. And partly, the one thing I learned was when I was asked, I went out to Lawbreaker Studios to check out their game, pre-alpha, and I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. My teammate just
took that trip?
There. Yeah, I went to that trip, and I went out there and I played it, and they asked me, like, what would you change with, like, some of these characters? And I would make suggestions, and they go, well, we did that in the previous version, and it was terrible. Like, it just became the most used thing here in the studio, and no one would work around it. So sometimes you have ideas, but they're really bad ideas.
Yeah, well, but no, the point I wanted to get across, though, is that the competitive players, it's not like people that play MLG just say, you know what, we hate casual Call of Duty. We want Call of Duty to be comp only, so let's screw this game up as hard as possible.
Can you say Cool Whip for me?
Cool Whip?
Yep. What? That's what I thought. That's where it is. What?
Cool Whip.
Oh god. Yeah, but that is a big thing. Pro players have the best intention for the game. You guys need to think that it's their livelihood. Like, that's how they make money. That's how they get paid. They're not out to like screw people and make supply drops only. You know. So like,
they can't.
But no, that's the idea. There is they don't have a lot of control on things. But I will say that in the past, I think devs have opened up a lot more to interpretation from either pro players or YouTubers in general.
I guess here's the true question, though, with this next COD. Will we be getting a beta or probably not?
I hope so. I hope. Like, I think right now, a beta would be the best thing a studio could do for, hey, we're making a futuristic game, let's hope it doesn't fucking suck. Like, that is literally the best way to either ham out, like, some really bad ideas, like, all right, we're going to put this in the game, you play it in the beta and go, oh, that was terrible, right? So let's yank that.
Do you remember how much people hated Black Ops 3 because they were nice enough to let the YouTubers do the reveal, and we talked about wall running in water, and the negativity was absurd. But then when the beta came out, the majority of people were actually very happy with it.
Right, and I think that's one thing is if you have a beta with a very controversial title, I feel that it could only help improve. Like, you might get a lot of hate for it because, oh, this game's terrible, but I mean, at the end of the day, at least people playtest it on a mass scale and they get a chance, you know? Like, that you can only hope that getting that information ahead of time versus release. Like, would you rather have a game that was beta tested for, 2-3 weeks and then they went and made changes, or would you just rather have them go in and be like, hey, here's what you get?
Oh, yeah. So, but no, a beta would be great. It would help community perception. But do you remember how much changed since the Black Ops 3 beta? And I think almost all of it for the better too. Do you remember how ridiculous the Razorback was?
The Razorback was my favorite thing, and then they ruined it, and I still haven't forgiven them.
Well, I do admit that it's ruined now, but it was ridiculous, dude. It was so
if you put the stock
strong.
on it, it was redonkulous because people didn't even know how to shoot you. Oh, I'm gonna keep dying right there.
We have some
but
people
yeah,
in the chat
I
saying
think
Halo
that's
5 got competitive, and the community hated it because the game was too hard to play.
Halo 4 ruined the community for Halo, if I remember correctly. Like, everyone's like, oh, we can do this, and then Halo 4 came out, and it was just miserable for competitive.
4 and Reach was rough, too.
I think I just walked past me. But yeah, it's all about doing things the correct way and giving people the access to tools and features they need or request. If you have pro players telling you from the future, like from the past game, going, "Hey, we really like this in Black Ops 2," that probably needs to be included in Black Ops 3. You know what I mean?
But man, League play just did not work. Like, they tried to do all. I don't know what happened to League play. I don't know if the community around it changed, but
I think it was the ranking system.
Yeah, it was the ranking system and the team balance issues. Like, Treyarch shit the bed on League.
I know how to fix it. You want to know how to fix it?
Just make it like Black Ops 2 and just quit trying all this new stuff.
You can unlock supply drops.
Oh, great, yeah.
I'm just playing. Just playing. No, but yeah, if you made it like Black Ops 2, where it was where people actually like obsessed over it in a way, I think that'd be fine. It needs to be like, it needs to have a tier system where you can scale and where you can actually like progress.
AW tried it to have rewards like for gold and platinum and stuff like that.
I remember that. You got like armor and stuff.
Exosuits,
yeah, but the actual competitive game mode itself was pretty broken in that game. Like there was nothing competitive about it. Different rule set. You joined with Randy's that quit, and it was not so great.
What if you join with Randy's and quit? The game just ends, and I mean, well, that kind of ruins it for everyone else. But
yeah, League has that problem really bad. You know, when people quit in that.
Yeah, it just becomes really one-sided. Hey, I got to play 4v5. Sweet.
Okay, I'm going to talk about something I know that you got a big boner up. I want good sniper rifles, and I don't.
Please, for the love of God.
Now, before you have go crazy on me, I'm not talking about Black Ops 2 where they had the weird like, because the ballista could do some strange things, or especially not like God bless MW3 was bananas. But I want sniper rifles that are more like this game, but maybe just a little bit stronger, just a little bit more approachable, you know?
The one thing that I want, and I've talked about this a lot in the past, is like the DSR was fantastic. You know, it was a very strong gun, then they patched it 9 months later, which I was like, why would you patch a weapon 9 months?
What was the issue with the DSR?
Its fire rate was almost on par with the ballista. Like it was like I think it was like the ballista was like 1.2, and let's just say the other one was 1.4. So you could get a quad feed with the DSR, but they like halved it, so it went to like 1.9 or something crazy. So you couldn't even get a quad feed on the screen; like it would roll over to a triple feed. So they slowed it down a lot and just made it terrible. But the one thing that I wanted to see with sniper rifles was diversity. You know, you look back at any Call of Duty game. I think World at War was the most diverse, but you know, again, it's a history. You know, so you're limited because they're all bolt actions. But we had like 6 sniper rifles or 5. Each Call of Duty has usually had 4. You look at the assault rifle list, you have to scroll down. Like there's like 10 of them. So why can't we have different variations of sniper rifles? You know, why can't I have a Barrett for Modern Warfare 2? Why do I have to have like one or the other, like the Atlas 50, you know, like or Atlas 20mm, whatever it was? Why do I have to have a gimmicky sniper rifle, like the one where it's a 2-shot kill and it's an explosive? Pan out. You know, I don't want that. Give me some semi-automatic sniper rifles. Give me like 2 or 3 of them. Give me a couple bolt actions, and then give me semi-automatic sniper rifles that make people scared and like cry in their pants. Like literally, like give me the Barrett from Modern Warfare 2 again. MW3, those were amazing. It was in an MW4. Why can't I have that? Oh, because it fires too quickly. It has too much damage, and it's a 1-shot kill. It's a fucking Barrett. Like, give it to me. You know, you let the Marshall exist. You let RPGs exist. You let all this crazy stuff exist. Just
there's some things that definitely don't need to come back. We don't need Last Stand, Final Stand. We sure as hell don't need IEDs. God, this was the first COD game to not have Danger Close, and I don't miss it. Do you miss Danger Close? I don't miss it at all.
I went and played MW3. No, I played MW2 on stream, and I actually had a really good stream. I pulled more viewers recently in that than I did on other games. But the one thing I noticed was the explosives. Like, I literally spawned into a game of Ground War, AC-130, Chopper Gunner, Harrier, people shooting noob tubes at me. Those are the main things I got killed by instantly. But to jump back to sniper rifles, dude, the one thing that I don't want studios to do is semi-auto sniper rifles, like the Draken, the RSASS.
You mean the spam rifles? The
and the thing that bothers me is it's like I'm a sniper. I use the bolt action primarily, and I feel like it's a one-shot skill thing. You know, I center my shot and I kill you. When I get killed by a guy firing 10 rounds from a gun that can hold like 28 some rounds, the Draken in this case, it's a 2-shot guaranteed kill no matter where they shoot me. I feel that takes skill out the window.
I agree.
I feel like I'm betrayed. It's an assault rifle. Like why? Like why? Like why would you allow that? Let me put a red dot on that. Spam my trigger as fast as possible. Don't even need to aim and get rewarded for that. Whereas me, on the other hand, I have to sit here with this bolt action sniper rifle and go, all right, let's make sure I shoot him in the neck, head, or chest. Upper chest, by the way. And it's like, oh, here's the Draken. Let me spray and pray 10 shots until I hit you in the toe twice. That bothers me. So I want those really one-shot kill strong sniper rifles, and at the same time, I want variations.
Well, and see, I'm the opposite side. If you're gonna have those snipers that you want to have, then I want a perk that stops one-hit kills.
That doesn't make any sense. It's a fucking.
Makes plenty of sense. You should not have beating shotguns that close. You should not beat shotguns.
Maybe you shouldn't run in front of the scope and get shot by a sniper.
Maybe you shouldn't be able to pull up your sniper in damn no time and pop me immediately.
You know, the reason why I win sniper gunfights is mostly because I have better map awareness than other people, and I like pre-scope in where I know people are going to be at, and I usually 9 out of 10 times like the engagement rate that I have with a sniper is because it's to my advantage. Like
Snipers
as in,
shouldn't beat shotguns at close range.
No, like for example, I will be scoping in a doorway, and a guy with a shotgun. Oh, there's a quad feed. A guy will walk in with his gun, you know, down his pants, like he's sprinting. And I have an advantage because I'm already scoped in. Of course I'm going to beat your shotgun because I just shot you, you know? Like, I caught you with your pants down. That's like 99% of the time why I'm so good with the sniper rifle is because I embarrass people who weren't ready for me to kill them. Like, they had no idea I was there. I also argue that if you walk out in front of me, you're going to die. It's a sniper rifle. Should a shotgun be able to hip fire me and kill me? Sure, but you better get your shot off first. That's just my opinion. I was ready first, so I should win that fight. Same thing if you were ready with the shotgun first.
I'm still on the side of inverting the damage on sniper rifles, so up close to those 80 and long range.
I don't think it's a viable solution.
No, it would be crazy because then what if you snuck up to somebody and aimed down sights and shot them in the back of the head and like, it dealt no damage?
No, headshots would be insta-kill. Like,
well, no, but
headshots,
it doesn't matter. Like, imagine a casual player sneaks up behind somebody and just shoots them right in the back and like it doesn't kill them. Wouldn't that be strange?
But do you know what's annoying is back in before they pre-patched the DSR, running up against 3 people. So if you have even 2 barely glance at you and fire their shots, you're dead. You're like,
then
there's no reaction.
I like the biggest thing that I saw with snipers that made people frustrated was one-shot kills. I got frustrated by getting blown up by noob tubes, so I understand that. Explosives, shotguns too. But you took the gun to a place you shouldn't have been. Like, I see people on raid all the time. They try to go around the long way, but there's a sniper in a window or something, and it's like, I'm going to run at it with my SMG. Why? Why would you do that? I'm going to run at it with my shotgun. He has a fucking sniper rifle. Like, you're being outclassed there. Close range, I understand, but it's still a hip fire. You know, it's chance. It's not accurate. It's just, hey, I barrel stuffed you and somehow killed you.
Okay, so I think what pissed a lot of people off about snipers is... and this goes back to the realistic thing. They're a big, heavy, bulky weapon, right?
Correct.
And when you quickscope somebody, you're kind of like breaking that little reality barrier. I mean, we're in space or whatever, but it's like flinging this big, heavy weapon in their face and firing point blank. Versus, you know, it would kind of gives you no incentive to use an assault rifle sometimes, other than, of course, you get more.
Can I like say this?
Just a second. Almost done.
Okay, I got you.
And that kind of felt annoying. And a little bit with like some of like the hip-fiery, auto-aimy kind of stuff too. And I know there's skill to it, but it just kind of felt frustrating when somebody would really pull a good quickscope on you, and you're like, you know, I'm point blank, I'm jumping, I'm spraying some machine gun bullets into this guy's face. I hit him 3 times. Anybody on planet Earth that's carrying a sniper rifle would be so discombobulated they wouldn't know what to do. But you know, XX Quickscope's JHub just fucking popped me right in the mouth.
The one thing I was going to mention was, remember Black Ops 1 sniping and how atrocious it was?
I liked it that way.
Okay, yeah, you liked it that way because it was broken. And let me explain this.
I could quickscope in that.
No, you could not.
Yeah, I could.
And let me explain why. Because they patched it over time. When you first got the game, you would scope in, and your crosshair would be on target, but you pulled the trigger, and guess what? It acts like a hip fire. That is broken. There is no like skill or whatever when your crosshair does not shoot where your bullet, like your bullet does not land where the crosshair goes. And the reason they reverted their decision was they go, hey, we fucked up. And I think they patched the sniper like 6 times to reduce that. Like, it was an absurd amount of times. But not only did it affect, like, they wanted to patch quickscoping. That was their stance, and that's why they did it. The idea, though, was they realized that if we patch quickscoping, we're breaking how a sniper actually just scopes in, and that means any average Joe who's hiding, camping in the back, can't react quickly enough, and then his gun's going to be inaccurate. And they realized, they go, hey, we made a mistake. And that was kind of one of those deals where you go, okay, we have a game that's very fast-paced, we need to have people that are somewhat balanced, and they realized they made a mistake. So I don't think they can do that. Snipers cannot be a 2-shot kill unless they are like a rapid spray and pray. But even then, I still think the Draken's the most annoying thing in existence. Partly because of skill base, it's so easy to use, and then my argument there is just I hate it because it's cheap. But I feel like if I take the time to aim at you with a bolt action sniper rifle, I should be rewarded for that 1-shot kill. And it happens in fractions of a second as how I'm able to kill you.
What do you think about like the SPG in this game? That gun is so good at getting picks on people.
I love it, but I think it's too slow. If you made that like the DSR, yeah, I would have no complaints.
What do you mean? It's almost the same as the DSR.
No, it's slower.
Pre-patch.
Pre-patch. I should say, if you made that pre-patch, that'd probably be my primary gun because it's really strong and it sounds cool and it's just fucking amazing. What I'm talking about is, like, let's say the handling, quick-scoping properties of it, the lack of auto-aim. You know, I think it has a very reasonable ABS time. Aim assist. Okay, so I have mixed feelings about that because not having aim assist means that all sniper shots are pure skill. Which means I lose my permission to bitch about it, right? But the flip side here's the thing, though. People always bitch about me, and I don't have aim assist on this game. Snipers are too OP, snipers are too... I haven't had aim assist on this game, but they're still OP. We're still having debates about it, right?
So then we don't need it back, right?
No, I don't need it back, but, like, what's the point? Why do assault rifles have it? Why do SMGs have it? Why do you guys have jetpacks that allow you to move and flank, and where I have a sniper rifle that gets restricted by my sensitivity and my scope? If you jump over my head when I'm trying to scope in and aim at you, I also have to hit on a very tiny point with slowed-in sensitivity.
Balance on the sniper.
There's balance, but my point is the amount of balance is ridiculous to the point that it becomes underpowered to an extreme.
Balance.
It's so.
You're speaking that right games language here. We need to balance this champion.
Right, we need to balance it, guys. How? We just need to balance it. But no, I mean, there's so many things that work negatively against the sniper rifle that if you look at it and you change everything, it's why? Like, there's so many things that are against it already. It's the most underpowered class in existence. And that's not even just talking about the weapons. That's just counting the movement in this game. Because hitting a flying target that can zigzag, jump in the air, then you have to hit a precision shot on them in a limited area within why they're shooting at you, while you're flinching. That doesn't sound very easy, does it?
No, it's pretty challenging, to be honest.
And then on top of that, you have weapons that don't work correctly. Like, your scope-in speed's slower, your fire rate's slower, your damage.
I agree with Kross, and I don't do this often on the sniping thing. Black Ops 1 sniping was stupid broken, especially when it first came out. Because the amount of time that you had to aim down sights was like 2 seconds.
It was
like I would scope in, and then it would just be like, wait.
I never had that issue.
Now I can. No, that was part of the game. Like
I'm saying that I would just aim that sight, hold my breath, take a shot. Never had an issue.
Dude, it was deliberately designed to have a huge delay on it. It was such a huge pain in the ass. Like, it was so.
I wanted to die.
I didn't snipe. I would actually snipe a little bit in MW2, which is kind of like back before I was doing YouTube as much as I was, believe it or not. But when it came time for Black Ops 1, I just couldn't do it, man. I was trying to regular snipe, and just like, all right, aim down sights, hold the breath, and like now I gotta wait like an extra second or two before it's gonna be accurate. That was dumb.
Right. And that was atrocious. But the thing that I like to point out is I remember I made a video, or I don't know if I published it, but I went back and I looked at all the stats. And snipers have consistently got harder and worse statistically over time.
Because they're annoying as fudge sickles.
Well, it's a one-shot kill. It's gotta be annoying. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, do you want a sniper rifle to be a one-shot headshot only? Like, how frustrating would that be for a sniper?
I want to be a one-shot kill after a certain range. That's where I want.
I still think that's stupid. Like a sniper rifle gets less powerful up close.
I think it's stupid that you can run up and once you kill anyone, and the shotguns are sitting here getting fucking hit markers.
I think at the end of the day, people need to stop complaining about like, hey, I got bested. That's really what it is. Like, I understand. Like, I get shit on all the time by some stuff I think that's bullshit, and I'd love to see it change. But I realize that, hey, that's how it is, and I just have to play better. You know, maybe I shouldn't walk into the front of a shotgun. Maybe I shouldn't walk in the hallway where a sniper's sitting at the end of it with the scope scoped in.
So, JHub, do you think snipers are okay in Black Ops 3? And by the way, Hardcore Tyven says Kross drag scopes 90% of the time.
Yes, thank you.
I think Black Ops 3 is fine. Like, if it maintains Black Ops 3, it's fine. But if it goes any way backwards, or Ghost was fine. But if it goes back to Black Ops 2, if it goes to MW2, if it goes to MW3,
nah, we can't
that's
go back
fucking
to that.
bullshit.
10 man for the win. My business email is linked on my Twitter. If you click my Twitter profile, you have my email right there. I agree. JHub, do you remember quickscoping in Modern Warfare 3? Do you remember how crazy it was?
Oh, I remember.
I was pretty goddamn good at it.
Yeah, well, dude, I'm awful at sniping. I was good at it because it was insane. The degree of ease.
But hear me out though. Which gun was not easy to use in that game? You died in 2 shots. So
they made the Scorpion kind of bad, but
yeah, I mean,
but no, like the game was super easy, right?
Yeah, I just want to be snipers. You have to put in the time and effort, learn their pattern to be good at it. Not if you just pick up the damn controller, Mr. Johnny No Thumbs, and are able to quickscope. That shit needs to stay out of the game.
In Modern Warfare 3, Johnny No Thumbs could quickscope.
One of my arguments about it was, if you guys, like, people would always preach to me about how sniping's super overpowered and like how it's so broken, and then you look at the average sniper's KD, it's below 0.1, like, yeah, not 0.1, but like 0.1.0, like it was below that, and mine's like probably like 1.6, and I'm fucking good. And it's like, all right, if Kross has a 1.6 KD, is he really OP with the sniper rifle? I think like an OP would be like, I drop 90 kills a game and I don't die. Like, that would be like, hey, we need to look at that.
We got Diesel Frost saying, do you guys remember Deagle sniping in COD 4?
Yes, I loved it. The one-shot headshot? I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Kross, I've got an analogy for you then, okay?
Okay, I'm
okay, so you play League of Legends with me, so you would agree that most of the characters are pretty well balanced. They work pretty hard.
To some extent, yeah, there are some crazy things that happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're constantly working on it, but especially for like a free-to-play game, balance is good.
Yeah, it's super crazy. A lot of things that will affect it.
So you know how Riot Games has this issue with some champions that are mathematically, statistically, competitively well balanced, but they're not fun to play against. Like that's why they remade Poppy and they're working on York. And I'll use the example of Teemo. Teemo is actually a balanced champion.
But he's annoying because of the poison, right?
Yeah, he's super annoying. That's kind of why people hate sniper rifles. Not because they have definitely
not because they're overpowered, just because they kill you when you don't want them to.
Well, you know, people are going to disagree on that, but mostly, yeah, because they're very annoying. Even when they're properly balanced, they're still properly annoying. So
right, you're just like walking along, minding your own business, and all of a sudden, why the fuck did I just die?
Exactly.
It's just the thing that pisses me off most about the quickscoping is when I shoot one 2 or 3 fucking times and then they pop me and I'm dead. That makes no sense.
I don't think that's
all they have to do is hit me once. I have to hit them 4 or 5 times. They only have to hit me once.
Yep.
But they have to hit you once in the right place while you're shooting them with flinch.
After I've already shot them 3 times.
Depends on the sniper rifle. Like, so I think they did a really good job with the Locust in this game as well.
I like the Locust, but I still think it's a little too slow. That's just personal preference.
Are you talking about like aim down sights time handling? Or are you talking about
aim down sights time doesn't bother me. Fire rate is what bothers me.
Yeah,
like,
okay,
if you
so
give me
fire
the fastest EDS rate, that's great. But the fire rate, I think, could be a little faster.
That wouldn't be such a big deal. But I'm talking about the fact that the Locust has a decent handling time. On top of that, it can one-shot kill body and up, not legs or whatever, so you have to have some capacity to aim. And like, when I get quickscoped by the Locust, especially after using it, I feel like that guy probably earned it. Like, I don't feel bullshitted when I die to the Locust.
I'm just sitting here, like, one-shotting kids with the Marshall. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh, the Marshall's bullshit. I used to think it was fair, but the more I used it, the more I realized it was BS.
It's now my panic pistol on my sniper class, if that tells you anything.
I think that's the same for everyone.
I totally get what you guys are like saying about it. The one thing I remember we talked about it was confirmation bias. Like, basically, you have something go expected every single time. Like, I'm going to one-shot this dude with the shotgun. One-shot him with the shotgun. And the minute it doesn't happen and you get killed by it, you remember that more. and then it stands out like, oh, that was lame because it didn't go the way you wanted. Like, I guarantee you guys shit on snipers more than you guys shit on any other player. It's just that one time that sniper gets you, you're gonna remember it more because you're just like, oh, how the fuck did you kill me? And then you're gonna be mad.
I've got some people in my chat, actually some JHub fans here, pointing out something important. JHub probably hates it more than most people because he has bad hit detection issues thanks to his glorious ISP. So what you feel fair is going to feel way more bullshit to JHub.
I would also say that on my end, if I have a shitty connection, that my sniping is terrible. It's just, you have to have a good connection to be able to snipe. Like, you really do. Otherwise, your hit detection is going to be terrible.
I mean, also, someone just brought up a valid point. If it's a bolt action, it's going to take more time to fire than it will a semi-automatic.
Right.
Because you have to pull the bolt. So
right, but in past games like COD 4, MW2, and MW3, we've had faster times. And over the years, it's gotten progressively worse. That's what I'm saying, is you have to find a balance that works and what doesn't work. And that's what I'm hopeful for, is they can find something that we can agree on. My big thing in Big Push is I just want a strong semi-auto like the Barrett to come back. I don't like the Draken. I think it's flimsy. I think it's a bitch gun, just because of how you spray and how you're rewarded for that.
You know, the Barrett didn't really bother me because the recoil was so
god-awful. The recoil
was
crazy.
Like, if you could handle that, that's fine. There were people with mod controllers that could spam a little bit, right? But by and large, it wasn't an issue.
Damn laser.
Here's one thing that I don't like, and this is one thing that I will argue, and it ties into sniping as well, but it ties into other weapons. You guys remember the pistol, the MR6, correct? Right, in this game?
Yeah.
They patched it, and they put in a fire rate on it because people could shoot it too quickly. It was being abused by modded controllers. It's the strongest pistol in Black Ops 3, and people minus the Marshall now. But it was the strongest pistol in Black Ops 3. Now, a lot of people on my stream would go, how the fuck do you fire so quickly? Because I could drain that entire clip instantly. And the one thing, the point to this entire story was that I had a skill over other players because I had a faster trigger finger, right? And then the game looked at it and goes, all right, we need to patch that because we don't like it where people can exploit that and cheat. But you know what that does to me, though, right? It ruins the game for my skill gap. It basically makes me become a dumb player, like an average player, because I used to have a way to excel above them by having a faster trigger finger and a faster fire rate myself, personally. And then when they patch it, they kind of take that away from me, and they go, all right, we can't do that anymore. You guys that are exceptionally good at something can't have it. And I always tied that into sniping with, like, quickscoping. Like, I was better at it than other players, and now it's gotten to the point where it's like, all right, we can't have that anymore because you're too good. This does not just also affect snipers, it affects other players. The YY, you know, like, I could pick up a gun, cancel the animation really quickly on the fly, and then, you know, get in another gunfight. They got rid of that in past games. COD 4 was really good with it. I just YY pick up the gun and start shooting people. Skilled players would be able to have that advantage on other players, but it's always, to me, the developer has looked at it like an exploit and go, well, we don't want that. We want to make everyone fair and balanced to the point there's no advantage. And then you kind of get to some weird situations. And that's one thing, one way I look at it is you're hurting that hardcore fan base that loves the game by making them slightly less better than everyone else. You're taking away their skilled advantage.
I'll agree with you with the pistols. If they thought it was balanced before, then it shouldn't have been an issue. They should have put in some sort of ability to stop mod controllers.
Right.
Got a message here from a sponsor saying they should have it to where you can add your competitive account to your PlayStation account. Like, you can log in through your MLG account and just join random competitive matches and get ranked for it. And I think that's kind of what they wanted to do with the COD World League and the Challenger tier, and I think they kind of wanted to do that here on PlayStation with the... Oh god, what did they even call the I haven't played it in so long. League Play 2.0, whatever. But it just didn't pan out. Like, I like that idea. They basically already have that, except it just doesn't work. Like, I mean, that's already a thing. It just needs to be done right.
What'll happen is people will host boot the other players, and then they'll avoid their loss, so they don't have to worry about it there. They'll leave games entirely. It's just awful. Like, you know, they'll lag out people on the other team so they get the win.
Cheating is rampant and competitive.
Yeah, well, online games in general, and there's really no way to address it or fix it.
Yep. Worse on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really think like a World League is going to be popular anytime soon. But that's just me. I wish it was. I hope it is, but I don't think we're going to see it.
Dude, and so that's what people... It kind of gets me going back to the Activision dick sucking thing, right? They sit here and talk like we're killing COD, or like, why would you do this to COD when it's obviously bad? Let's say that every single YouTuber is evil. Me, you, JHub, T-Mart, and Allier, we are like Count Chocula and Mr. Burns.
Buy my supply drops for 3% off. Use the code Kross. What?
Yeah, we're like that evil, right? And all we want is money, because we're dick suckers, and that's all we want. So then you would assume, if all you want is money, you want to make decisions that make you the most money, right?
Right.
Yep.
What makes you the most money? Making a really awesome game that people want to play and spend money on and watch? Or ruining it and running it into the ground? I think the answer there is pretty obvious.
I just like
even
to
if we
watch
were
things.
Unless
complete,
you just make an ass load of money right off the bat and then it falls off.
yeah, but we don't actually make
the
any
idea is
money
you
off
want that
supply drops or
longevity.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, but you're talking longevity, right? Like if you're the
Counter-Strike.
biggest, greediest sellout on the planet, you still probably want to make a game that's like that people play so that they'll watch your videos and stuff. And that's what kind of baffled me about the whole thing.
Yeah, that was like, you guys really think they'd make a game that just scares people away from playing it because, hey, we hate your money that much? But yeah, that's a really good point. You want a game that people are going to play for the next few years. Counter-Strike, for example, League of Legends. You know, if I buy and spend money on that game, I'm going to be using that for a very, very long time. You know, and that... It just doesn't make sense for people to think, yeah, we want to make our game really shitty, so people just don't play it anymore.
Yeah, well, not just that,
There's no money in
that, but like like YouTubers and stuff too. Like they're like, oh man, whenever they touch a game, it turns to shit, money whores. And I'm like, why? If they were money whores, they would want it to be an awesome game.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And I think that's a bigger frustration. Is also one thing. It's an unpopular opinion, but I wanted to talk, like, jump back to supply drop weapons. I tweeted it out before, and I know we've discussed this. My feeling about supply drop weapons, they're exciting and fun to use because they're new, and people genuinely like watching me use the weapons for gameplay. But the one thing I wanted to say was, like, the weapons that we get were pretty shitty. Like 9 of them are like weapon camos, like knife skins. And my big thing was, like, why do you guys really want to spend money to get knife skins? Like I get the idea they're
cool.
almost,
people want to do it.
like. Right, and to me, it never made sense because I want to play better and do well. Like, the guns made more sense to me because I was like, oh, there could be some good guns in there, but the guns were kind of like par. But I don't want to say that supply drops are okay, but they're really not. We know that now. Like, but at one point, it's like, if you guys know the items are bad and you know the things aren't good and they're not going to give you an advantage, then why are we spending money to get them? It's weird.
It's paradoxical. Anyway, I think we've talked plenty about Infinite Warfare and a dozen other topics. I've gone about 2 hours here, so I'm going to call it a day on my stream. If you guys want to end yours or continue, that's fine. JHub, Kross, you guys good with calling it a day here?
Yeah, I think right now for me would be a good time. I need to go grab some lunch, but I like the conversation. A lot of it, you know, the future of the game, where we'll end up, what's going to happen.
Yeah, JHub, I was just wrapping up because I say we've gone long enough and we're not even talking about Infinite Warfare anymore. So,
okay,
we're just off topic. So,
yeah,
guys, thank you all for coming out to the stream. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the conversation and the gameplay. If you're interested in any of the channels, you can find JHub linked and Kross linked in my Allies fan sponsor thing there on my channel, probably in the description. Most of you on the channel have probably seen these guys before anyway, so I think they'll be easy to find. And yeah, that's it. Sub to Hub. Sub to Kross, sub to me.
Thanks again, guys.